Yes, it's definitely old people Zoom. Every time I think I have this thing down pat, something changes.
Yeah, when I use Zoom for gaming instead of Discord, my friends call it boomers gaming. But I'm like, I pay for this shit. Why not just use it?
Use it.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, everybody has their Christmas beverages, so everything's good.
Yep.
Yay. All right.
This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, my name is Tracy James, and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are well off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. Usually, because it's the 5th annual Off My Shelf Holiday Extravaganza.
Whoa!
For the holiday season, I have convened a collective of cool conversationalists to harangue about holiday horrors. That's right. Horrors. This year, we're going to have a bloody Christmas talking about Anne and the Apocalypse and Krampus. My guests are Alex Cook, hello, Mike Linnington,
Hi.
Sean Archer,
Merry Christmas, all.
Leah Irby,
Hello.
Mike Suderman,
Hello.
Josh Ratcliffe,
Hi.
and Jamie Cochran.
Hi.
Welcome!
Yay.
Yay!
Thanks again, you guys, for joining for another year of Christmas chicanery, as I like to say, to talk about some fun movies. It's fun.
Yeah.
Thanks
for having
us.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thanks for letting us completely hijack your film choices again.
You're welcome. Yes, I should say I
will get my wish
picked
one
two
day.
completely different movies, and then everybody was like, "No," and we ended up picking these two, so it's fine. I'm okay with it.
I remember being quite adamant against whatever it was that you said.
Yes. To be honest, at this point, I don't even remember what I said.
Didn't we include Elf?
No, I did not, because
You
everybody
learned that
yells at
lesson.
me.
Yeah, Jamie hates Elf.
You're staunchly
Yeah, but we
anti-elf
yelled at
in
you
this
anyway,
crowd.
so
Yes.
don't pick those ones either.
Well, as the resident Grinch, I appreciate you luring me in with gore and general mayhem.
You're welcome.
Some festivity slipped in, but you're my friend. I'm going to let it go.
Well, you also invited me to I saw the After Dark Festival with you guys this year. I am usually not a horror person, but the movies we saw were A, not too horrific, and B, very entertaining. So can't complain. Doing you guys a favor. Hope you enjoy this.
And that's where we first saw Anne and the Apocalypse. I think in 2017. It was at the After Dark Film Festival.
It was, yes. One fun thing I found out about it was filmed in Scotland, but it had its premiere in Austin, Texas for some reason, and I was like, that's odd.
There's a film fest, Fantastic Fest is in Austin. So that's my guess.
That's probably what it is.
One day I want to go to that film festival. It sounds like a lot of fun.
So wait, why is it sound so much fun?
Because you don't know what movies you're going to see. So unless, I hope I'm not mixing it up with another film festival, but you get lottery tickets and you will see movies, but you don't know what you're going to see. And a lot of times you're forced to see movies you wouldn't pick and then end up loving them, or it could suck ass, but that's the roll of the dice you take.
So wait, is it like TIFF? Like, I know with TIFF, you kind of buy a set of tickets, and if you're lucky enough to be in the top whatever, you get whatever you choose. Yeah. And the rest is essentially a lottery. So is it like that?
Well, sorry, I think you buy a pass and say you're going to buy a pass for 10 movies. You just don't get to pick the movies. It's random.
So you don't get to pick any of them?
I don't think so.
Oh.
TIFF actually has a series like that called Real Talk on Sunday mornings, where you can go, you just get a block of 8 weeks of tickets or whatever, and you go on one Sunday a month, and then you don't know what the movie is until you actually are sitting in the theater.
Oh.
Fantastic Fantastic Fest is all like horror and genre stuff too, right? Like it's pretty
Yeah.
specific in terms of scope. So it's not like TIFF where it's like you could go to Midnight Madness and it's like one of these movies, or you could go see a movie about a whale that got beached over and there's an opera about it.
Okay, that was way too specific not to be real, so I'm just gonna let it happen. Yeah.
I mean, based on my choice of Ninja Turtles, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll be right back. I have
yeah.
something to write down.
Okay. Yeah, and speaking, have any of you guys seen Violent Night yet? Which I think needs to be on this maybe next year or something.
I'm going Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to it soon.
Yeah, me and Mike saw it. It was great. Loved it. It's on my
good.
Christmas movie watch list now.
Could have been better.
Oh my god. Why do you want to fight people? It's not necessary.
I just want the best.
Lies. So I guess, we're on to Anna and the Apocalypse, I suppose, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was totally a surprise to me, at least, that I got into the like high school musicalness of it so quickly. They did a really good job of like, I don't know, I as cheesy, like just overly cheesy, and then overly zombie, and it was just delightful.
Yeah. I'm all the way signed up for this entire high school full of theater kids where like the jock is also a theater kid and the nerd is also a theater kid, and it's all within
And the headmaster is also a theater kid.
Oh God. Yep.
But I will say, Alex and Mike and I go to Toronto After Dark every year, and for many years pre-pandemic, they also have an after party where the cast and crew of pictures that are premiering there will come in, and then you can sort of talk to them at the after party. And one of my fondest memories of that after party is there must have been a dozen people from, like maybe more, from the Anna and Apocalypse crew and cast who came to the premiere at Toronto After Dark and then went to the after party and then just dominated the dance floor. I have a specific memory of all of them getting really, really, really low over time as the music got quieter, and then all bursting up at the same time, just like as adorable and sincere as they are in the movie. And so I'm probably biased and shouldn't comment on the film.
Oh, but yeah, shockingly, at a party full of horror movie nerds, the dance floor was not like really. It was. It was left open for people who actually knew how to dance and were comfortable doing that in a crowd.
So there were no dance battles or anything? No?
Just love. No battle.
Just all love.
You mean the dance floor was not packed with the patrons of the Toronto After Dark Festival? That doesn't sound.
That's exactly what I mean.
So Sean, what did you think of the movie?
I love this movie. This is my second time seeing it, and it held up. I like musicals and horror, and what's great is it does both well. And sorry, well, I mean, sorry, I love horror comedies. So this compared to the next movie is so much better in that respect. It's very funny. Songs are great. The gore is fun. Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
I really love the songwriting. It's very solid. I also feel like they make judicious use of autotune in a very good way. I say that without judgment. I think this is a great example of a time when you can perform some minimal interventions to make the final product as enjoyable as possible. Like I'm not, here for the vocal stylings of any one of those kids. I want to hear the plot come at me through the music. And so I really enjoyed that.
I'm biting my tongue because I have other opinions. So Jamie.
Well, you better not air them in any kind of recorded format.
We need to have an interesting conversation about it.
I thought it was entertaining. I kept thinking, I see why Sean likes this movie.
That's probably
that
the
makes
most
sense.
damning thing that anyone has ever said.
Thinking of Sean.
I understand why you
a
like
little bit of
it.
shade.
It's such a it's like a two.
It's so pedestrian.
Yeah.
So up Sean's alley. But no, I liked the music and I thought it was silly and it was fun. Yeah, I don't know. One thumb up, not two thumb. One thumb up.
There you go.
Okay.
Josh, opinions?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a huge Christmas Grinch this year. I was not really a huge fan of this one. Did everybody else watch it on Tubi?
Oh,
No.
I did.
I
did?
got it on Shutter.
Oh, okay.
I
So I
saw it
watched
on
it with
Amazon.
commercials.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is fine. Whatever. I probably should have watched it on Shutter. I actually have Shutter. I didn't know it was on there. So it went to commercial at a point, and it was like after the first day of school where she goes home and goes to bed, and then it goes to commercial and then goes to the next day, and it really felt like I was missing something. Like so much happens in that period
Yeah.
that I just didn't see, and I was so confused.
That walk to school musical number, like kind of like an homage to Shaun of the Dead, I think.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I did write down that I did enjoy that, and I
Yeah,
wanted
that's
it to
probably
go
my
on.
favorite scene in the movie.
the teeter
One thing that doesn't
totter,
happen
yes,
during the time
holy
skip
smokes.
is her best friend changing his sweater, because
Yeah.
he definitely wore that sweater 2 days in a row.
Yeah, he probably slept with it.
Yeah.
If I
There's
had
a
a
really-
sweater with Christmas lights, I'd probably wear it more than one day in a row too, to be fair.
You have to.
I mean,
Um,
who
there's
owns
a really
multiple
small
Christmas
moment
sweaters?
during that number, the Shaun of the Dead-esque number. I have it down as New Morning, but I made up names for most of the songs because I don't know what the names are. Anyway, there's a point at which someone falls down behind a shopping cart and another zombie goes to presumably feast upon them behind the shopping cart. And someone behind there is just gleefully throwing little bits of ground beef into the air to like simulate the feeding frenzy. And it's just such a lovely touch. That's a movie that knows what movie it is all the way through. That's like bang on in the middle of the tone of that movie.
Yeah, there was some very fun stuff going on in the background a lot of the time. Like, yeah.
It was. Yeah. Mike?
Me, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, I put it on and I didn't know it was a musical. And then when it became a musical, it was enjoyable. But then I didn't know I kept on trying to figure out who the main actress was. And then I put it together. She's from Dickinson's, or that
Dickinson. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Like one of the main characters. She's really good.
Hmm.
Also, I'm surprised she's British. I didn't know she was British. I thought she was English or American.
What's Dickinson?
It's
Like
an
a-
Apple TV show about Emily Dickinson, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's
Which
music.
presumably is set in.
Yeah.
Oh no, 1900 something, whenever Dickens was. But then all their party scenes in the show are like modern music and stuff.
Are there zombies in that one too?
No, just
boo.
Automatic thumb down for no zombies.
Not gonna watch that one. The funny thing is I recognized her from, what was I doing? It was something for the podcast. I was looking up people for something, and an ad came on for this movie called I think it's Overlords.
Oh.
And
Wait, the World War II zombie movie?
No, it is definitely not that movie. And it's
Yeah,
it's
Sean Cheeks.
Robot Overlords. Robot
Ah,
Overlords.
okay.
And I was just like, oh my God, is that Ben Kingsley and Gillian Anderson? Need to watch this. I got like half an hour into it, and I was like, and no, can't do it. And she was the lead in it, and I was like, no. So
Oh,
yeah.
she's also Lady Chatterley in the new Lady, or no, is she? She's in Lady Chatterley's Lover.
Oh.
I don't.
She's one of those two.
Mrs. Flint, so I don't know if that's the love. I don't know the book or the movie.
She's
I know
either
of
the
the
Chatterley or the Lover.
I've heard that show's very saucy, her movie.
Yes.
Yes, it's one of those things.
Well, the
My mom's probably watched it and loves it.
It's a true romance for till the end of time kind of thing. Love it. Yeah.
Wasn't it banned? The book?
Uh,
Yeah, it's like a sexy book.
probably.
yes.
Tracy, enough stalling. Tell us what you thought of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was okay, to be honest.
Ugh.
look, I like the technical content of the movie, like funny zombie movie, school kids, great. Musical, okay. But really watching it, I was like, the songs do not match the tone of the rest of the movie. And they were way too serious of songs to match the silliness that was going on when there wasn't songs involved.
Okay.
Or the background that's going on. And it was frustrating me. And I was like,
But-
there's a tonal problem in the movie. And it was getting annoyed. Except for the Christmas pageant.
Oh my God.
The weird, sexy song that girl sings, I'm fine with it. It's good. I like
Don't forget about the penguins. Don't the penguins. I was so sad when they died.
One of the things that really helped, I think, us out was that we watched Krampus first and then the Apocalypse. And we want to talk about tone problems.
At least in the Apocalypse, they all knew what movie they were making.
Yeah, and
same
like
song.
I felt like they handled the move from like silly teenage melodrama to the like nonsense, like actual to the like the nonsense silliness to the oh shit we might actually die kind of thing. I thought that was handled way better. And again, I was grading on a curve because Krampus exists. So
okay.
I will say, Tracy, I agree with you in that I think the songs are really solid. I would have liked to see more humor in the lyrics of the songs.
Yeah.
Penguins notwithstanding,
Mhm.
and the principal's number notwithstanding, which I'm sure that we'll discuss. Like there are headmasters, excuse me. There are novelty numbers in the musical, but the other numbers, I feel like it would have been possible to balance more humor in the lyrics.
Yeah, I just found them too serious for the content. And I was just like, wait, is this supposed to be like a serious, like heart-wrenching, like zombie movie, like a zombie movie that just happens to be a musical, or is it supposed to be like a comedy? Because I said okay to this because I was billed as a comedy zombie movie that's also a musical. And I was like, I'm down for hilarity. And I find the only time they hit that was at the Christmas play. And then all the other songs, I was like, this is why is this so serious? This isn't working for me.
Killed by a toilet seat? Was that not hilarious to you?
No, I'm not. Oh, there's a cat. Sorry. No, the actual stuff that's on screen works, right?
Yeah.
So like if I think it was like just regular dialogue and they were like running and screaming and like beating the shit out of things, I think it would have been just fine. Very, as we mentioned, Shaun of the Dead-esque, and I would have been okay. But as they're doing these quote unquote funny things, the songs themselves were very serious. And I was like, that juxtaposition just was throwing me for a loop and it just wasn't working for me.
Well, to your point, there was a pretty relatively early on in the movie, like it's after stuff happens and they're in the bowling alley and they're like, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. And they sing a song, but the song seems to be about the reliance on technology that we all have and that we want a human voice to talk to. And I went, I don't know what that has to do with what we were doing. You just killed a bunch of people.
No, I think it had to do with the fact that they were singing, they wanted to hear the voice of the person they were looking for. Like Anna wanted to hear her father's voice, wanted to like talk directly to him. And the other dude wanted to talk to his girlfriend. Like, I really think that's what it was about. But they were saying like technology is like separating us right now. Cause that was when the power went out and,
and
the signals went out and the phones went out and they couldn't actually contact anybody. It was both like technology and actually missing someone. But yes, that was right after this like zombie killing spree and blah, blah, blah. And then you're just like, this like tear jerker ish. I want to hear a human voice. I'm going to die alone kind of song.
When are we not going to look at our phones all the time?
Yeah. And I was like, that's a little much.
One thing that I think I maybe am reading into the movie that isn't explicitly there is that having set it up as this school full of theater kids, I also accepted like, oh, the like network goes down and you can't check your phone for 30 seconds. Like, absolutely. If I am 16, I am composing my own Rent moment and performing it like stone faced in the most sober way possible. And I think that the song sort of reflected the maybe maturity level of the kids in that way. And so I was game to buy into like, oh, this is a musical representation of the like actual ability of teenagers to emote themselves at any given stressful moment. And that made it jibe a little for me, but that's something that I assumed about it that I don't think is explicit in the film.
Yeah, it's definitely not explicit in the film at all. And I think that's one of the reasons why I find tonally they don't match. Like, I think if the background and the lead up to a lot of these songs were more serious, then I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. But because there was like all of this like slapstick behavior and all this stuff around it, and then serious, you're just like, what is this, a DC movie? Like, it was weird.
This was directed by Zack Snyder, though, right?
I mean, it is a zombie movie, and they are dealing with death in a like widespread way. So it makes sense that like no matter how dramatic and hilarious they are, killing people with novelty candy canes, like there have to be dark beats. Otherwise, it's just like creepy and disrespectful as a part of that genre, right?
Yes.
It's interesting because I haven't watched a lot of zombie movies like during the pandemic, so it does definitely this one hits different, even though it's like hilarious, as fluffy as a zombie movie can get, pretty much. But yeah, just like people not taking actions that are very, very obvious to us at home. It's like, oh dear.
I had a weird thought after that. Like, was it called A Million Miles Away, the song, the one that she didn't know that things were happening around her?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. I wanted the movie to keep doing that, just like have them do their own stupid teenager plot, just completely in their own world, where they don't notice any of the horror that's happening around them because they're so self-absorbed.
That would be great.
That would make so much more sense. Yes,
that'd be a fun movie. Yeah,
that would be a fun movie.
I did find the dance sequences, like she did one of the dances in the graveyard, and it seemed really like as if they made it up that day. So I'm wondering how much time did they have to learn the songs, to learn dancing, to learn to do the fight scenes? Like it felt really compressed. So maybe some of the awkward scenes and stuff kind of due to a budget or time.
It might not have entirely been a budget or time thing. Apparently, in Cats 2019, Taylor Swift and them were still writing the new quote unquote new song for it, like up until the day that they recorded it. So
and that
new song is terrible.
Any production.
Wait, what?
Didn't that movie win like 6 Oscars? Like, come on.
Razzies, dear. Razzies is what you're thinking of. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what
we're gonna watch that again.
No, that movie is fucking cursed, and I'm never watching it again.
Yeah,
the last time I watched it, the world fell into a global pandemic. So I feel like
I went to see the movie. I went to see the show at Princess of Wales, and I didn't get to go to a movie theater for 2 years, and I still haven't been to see another show. So cursed, I say.
Yeah. I saw it also, Prince of Wales, and at intermission, I had to turn to, I think it was Jess and Ange. And were you there, Alex? Or?
No, I was at the same show, but I was up in the balcony with my dad.
Okay, so that's right. Anyways, so I turned to them. I'm like, "What's a Jellicle Cat? What is happening?" I'm so lost. I didn't understand. And then they explain each cat is trying to audition to go to cat heaven or something. Like, okay, this makes more sense now. Thank you.
The entire world would be grappling with the same question just months later.
Yeah, that whole show is just a series of people like introducing themselves and then suicide. It's very strange.
Well, I was so, because yes, Cats has been around for a long time, but I've never seen the play. I knew nothing about it except that it was like people dressed as cats on stage, and there's that song "Memory" in it.
I think that's being generous that they're dressed as cats.
Yes,
but they have some fur on them.
There's nylon bodysuits and fun fur involved, but
well, that's what a cat looks like.
My connection to it is funny cutaway in The Simpsons. Like, really, that's it. Yeah. That's all we're getting. And so when you guys dragged me to see it, I was just like, no, but okay. And I sat there and watched it. I'm like, why has this been on Broadway for 30 years? I don't I don't understand because they're being taken to like by like aliens. I don't know. Whatever. I was just very confused by the whole thing. And then there was the whole Idris Elba brown cat suit thing, and you're just like, this is too much. I have to walk away. And Rebel Wilson with her like ripping off her cat outfit to
unzipping her fur.
Fur to have like more fur and
her
another
done with it that
and then eating her mice friends who are like
the
singing a
sizes of
song.
also like the whole thing is very like Alice in Wonderland because the sizes are like not have no relationship to each other. Like some of the cats are enormous and some of them are cat sized, and it's just like.
Oh yeah, Skimbleshank. Oh, I hate that I know that. Anyways, the train cats. I think it's Skimbleshank.
Little did they know.
And when he's on the train tracks, he's so tiny.
He's very impressive.
Yeah, it's all bad.
Didn't expect to be talking about cats tonight.
I did not either. So
well, on the scale of musicals, Anna and the Apocalypse kicks the holy hell out of Cats. So at least it's that.
I will agree with that.
Even Team Grinch, I think, would probably agree with that one.
We need to continue the hashtag release the butthole cut.
Yes.
I mean,
I will buy that on DVD immediately.
I don't think it would make it worse or better. I think it would just be the same level of horror. To be honest,
I don't know.
I honestly think it would make it a lot funnier.
Yeah.
Also, it depends on how pink they are. To be honest.
What the?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a tier list.
Actors who painstakingly rotoscope those buttholes. Sorry,
we're gonna make a list of all the characters and decide what color the butthole of those cats would be. That's gonna be the rest of this show, right? That's what we're doing.
All right.
But the problem is when you have like Ian McKellen and Judi Dench's cat, because they're supposed to be old cats.
It's impossible to know what their butthole's going to be.
Yeah, but the thing is, they are old. They can't reach their butthole to clean properly. So you're gonna
there's
have
so
to
much
have
fur down there that you can't
even in there and stuff. It's a whole thing.
I'm
Jamie
so
is
sorry.
unimpressed by this conversation.
Flexible scissoring.
This is your fault, Josh.
It is my fault. This is all on me.
That scene where Judi Dench like purrs and puts her leg up, I think, Tracy, you can confirm. I believe you were sitting next to me. I think I actually shrieked in horror in the theater.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
That is Dame Judi Dench. Why is this happening?
When you first see McKellen, he's on the ground licking milk out of a bowl, and the whole audience is like, "No, what are you, Sir Ian? No."
I mean, to be fair, they both probably thought it was like hysterically funny that they were doing this. Like, I don't think either of them was like, unhappy with. I think they both were just like, oh god, what a like clusterfuck this is. It's hysterical.
Yeah. I just hope they enjoyed their new house.
My one favorite memory from watching that movie has nothing to do with the actual movie. It's the fact that in the theater everybody was just like laughing and like pointing and screaming at what's on the screen, and there was this one person who was clearly there because it was Cats the musical and was into it, and they kept trying to.
I'm that person.
You were not shushing people.
I know. Why would I?
Yeah, they were right behind us too.
There was
a woman and her child
that decided she decided to take her like 9-year-old daughter to the 7:00 Friday show at Yonge and Dundas Square.
So it was mostly Ryerson
theater was drunk and there to holler at the screen. It was not.
Yeah, it was at that screen.
Mistakes were made.
The lights went down and all you heard was like the opening of cans, and I was just like, and we're there. Okay, and that's why I thought I could make it through this. I also opened a can. It's fine. And then I still couldn't do it. I was like, no, this is terrible.
It'd be funny if you saw an ashamed cat person like leaving the theater, like
just walking away. Like, what have we done?
Hating everybody.
Yikes.
Dave, not to impugn you as the potential cat person, but are you you unironically love the musical? What's going on with you?
Who?
She's having connection issues. A likely story.
She's like, this cat is.
I can't admit that
because she accidentally tipped her hand.
This is what happens when you let cats into your life. The world falls apart.
Just falls apart, man. But they give you so many memories.
Memories.
Okay, we have to move on. This is nowhere it's going nowhere.
You know, a movie with no cats
That
in
was
it.
a holiday podcast. It was good, but they spent a lot of time talking about buttholes.
Just the usual amount.
That's
Josh,
actually, yeah.
Josh, you don't know this, but we mostly talk about buttholes on this podcast.
Wait till I get on Krampus's
I mean, I finally found my people.
Yeah.
That's why you're here so often. Yes.
Oh, Lord. Yes. And
so-
the Apocalypse features 0 buttholes, so good job
Yeah.
there.
Sadly.
Well, not if you're not referring to the headmaster. Am I right, everybody?
I appreciate his cartoonish evil.
Yes.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
his
he
dance
did
number
really
is
did
Can we
great.
go back to the
Uh,
Santa song? Because the Santa
He also
song
has the
is hysterical.
best line in the whole the text, which is just
The kids are
retract your tongues or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Withdraw
Is
your
it-
tongues.
That's it. The kids who are making out in the hallway.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Let's right at
It
the
also be
beginning.
applied to Krampus because, but anyway,
I was way in on the tongues in Krampus. They made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
But we'll
Alright,
talk
so we
about
gotta
that
save it.
later.
yes.
Butthole
Yeah.
talk now, tongue talk later.
All right.
I can't.
I
I
would say,
can't. No,
yeah.
No. Nobody's
As
picking up what you're
somebody
putting down there. Forget about it. Moving on.
So I have a
as
question.
generally- oh yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What you're saying?
I just generally I would like a 0 amount of Christmas in my movies, and for me, Anna and the Apocalypse had enough to occupy myself that I was able to enjoy myself. Krampus, I could not square any enjoyment that I might derive. Was just like, yeah, but it's just covered in Christmas stuff.
Mhm.
So just as a sum up, and then the Apocalypse had more than enough delightful slapstick going on to make it worthwhile.
To
For
just
me.
distract you from all of that like greenery and sparkles and you
Dude,
know.
that thing with the 2 bowling balls where he crushes
Oh my
the
God.
zombie's head with what? Oh, I
Yeah,
put
can we
that in my
just talk
textbook
about-
along with the luring a zombie with a stake on a string. Amazing.
Oh, I love
Genius.
that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
The deaths were spectacular.
Yeah.
As the song that he was singing at the time was how he was a disappointment to his father, so he's going to be a hero now. So like it was really the juxtaposition was
That's
interesting.
the boy, not boyfriend anymore guy, right?
Yes, that guy.
I
Yes.
want to talk about
Jamie
that
Tart.
guy.
What's his name? Nick.
Nick, Jamie Tart, yeah.
Wait, what do you have to say about that?
Jamie.
Leah just like turns to me as soon as he shows up. Big Jamie Tart energy and writes it down.
I underlined it.
I have
Fair.
a question though. Is he that hot enough to justify his personality?
No.
No.
Nowhere near, right? Like he,
No,
like
he's,
there.
like,
I know that there's a
actually not
scale,
hot. He's just fit.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but
There we
okay.
go.
But think about you as a teenager in high school and think about the person you thought was like the hottest shit ever. And if you see a person, like a picture of that person at that age, you're going to be like, what was I thinking? It's the same for everybody.
Very wise.
Tracy, I'm really glad that you looking at pictures of teenagers no longer makes.
He's like, I still tap that. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess that means my brain has matured well. Okay,
Right.
that's great.
Yep.
I'm not going
Yeah.
backwards. That's awesome.
Oh,
Makes sense.
I definitely go through my yearbook and judge what everyone looked like.
Be like, damn, girl,
That
what's with
little
those
troll. Yeah. I'm better than you now.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Are you? Are you?
No,
No. Okay.
I'm looking at my own picture in that. Sorry.
I love it when people used to say, like, oh no, when you get older, you're gonna look back at these times and you're gonna realize how skinny and beautiful and wonderful you are. And I look at the pictures, we're like, oh no, that was some bad outfit choices. What are you talking about? Don't
Man,
do
the
that.
beard really helps my face.
Right.
I mean, all the kiddies now are wearing the shit that we wore in high school, though, right?
Yes.
So, like, I think
Oh,
our
bucket
pictures are gonna
hats.
have a
Why?
renaissance.
Yeah.
Because they got it from their parents.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Let's not invite him back next year.
I'm burning this shit to the ground.
It's not a long trip.
All right, before we get too far off, so in the movie they're talking about what celebrity they think will survive a zombie apocalypse. Discuss, who do you think would survive?
Well, not Woody Harrelson, Bill Murray. Until he meets Emma Stone. Is Emma Stone?
Yeah.
Oh, because from Zombieland. Yeah.
Yes.
The argument about
Tom
Robert
Hanks, he's
Downey
immune.
was not awful, except instead of like models, it's probably like alpacas or whatever, and his wife.
Blueberries,
He seems like an extraordinarily useful person to be keeping him wrangled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I also I think he would survive, but not because he has a bunch of people around him, because having more people around you makes it worse, doesn't it?
Depends.
but
You need to
that's what-
trust
that's
people.
what I'm saying.
This
His wife
is one of the
alpacas.
Are we
And
just picking
probably his children, but like I don't know.
Schwarzenegger?
Oh,
Who?
Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
He's got the
now?
you could probably just fly off and
Sorry,
stay away.
Well, he's got all those kids that he can have as an army.
That's true.
So.
And if
Does
his
he-
ex-wife is speaking to him, he's probably got access to more than one compound.
It's true.
I'm gonna
That-
go
that-
with
Can't hurt.
I'm gonna go with Tom Hardy. Because I feel like
Oh,
he
yeah.
already lives as if he's in the apocalypse.
Nothing can kill that man.
Yeah. Didn't he just win like a world jiu-jitsu award or something like
Did
that?
it blindly.
Yeah.
He hid the fact that he was doing it, but he wanted to support the jiu-jitsu people that he worked out with. So he actually joined it literally like 5 minutes before doing his first fight. And then he won like I don't know if he won the top tier, but he won pretty high
He
up
won
there.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But he-
a puck, and he helped an old lady across the street.
And it's his like
No,
best friend, a
so-
dog, and he rides motorcycles. Like he's pretty much Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Oh,
I
speaking of
I'm gonna suggest just given the movies, I'm gonna say Adam Scott, but for the exact opposite reasons of Tom Hardy, which is that he's gonna be like affable, and he's gonna like have like people who love and trust him and just like want him to hang out, and like
And he's got genre knowledge.
And he's got genre
know
knowledge.
when zombies show up, he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's a zombie."
yeah, exactly.
There's none of this like, "Don't say the Z word," or like, "No, that's from movies only."
I hate when they do that.
He'll go into like some kind of dour survivalist compound, and it'll be like the accounting firm at in Parks and Rec, and he'll tell like a lame joke, and then everybody will like, "Oh, you're back! This is great!" And they're like, "We can't wait to make you our leader."
Oh, Danny Trio would also be okay because he did like Hard Time, didn't he?
Oh,
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That guy knows how to fuck
I
somebody
feel
up
like Danny
very
Trejo might like he might not survive only because he would be too
Oh.
heroic. Like
Yeah.
he'd
Yes.
go out and save some
Yeah.
like
He's gonna-
a school bus full
kids.
of like children and nuns.
But if you could
Yeah.
get under his wing as one of his ragtag band of misfits,
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
You have pretty good chances. Yeah.
Get a good taco hookup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a taco
Is
restaurant. I wasn't just making some broad generalization. I just
went-
realized that that's not a common knowledge thing. He has a taco place.
Of course he does.
And he has a cookbook too. Danny Trejo rules. I like Danny Trejo.
Jete has a cookbook? What the fuck have
Yeah.
I been doing?
Seriously, that sounds like the
What
kind of
is
cookbook
that?
I
Happy
want.
Christmas present.
Didn't Danny Trio do who's the Selma, the singing acting one actor?
What?
Oh, she has a cook show like Selma. My brain's not working.
She's a singer
Oh,
and an
Selena
actress.
Gomez?
Gomez, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she
But
has Selena and Chef. And she
Yeah,
does like, she invites like a chef or an actor on and they cook something.
Yeah. Some reason I remember she did one with Danny Trio,
Ah,
but I might be wrong.
I've never
Sorry.
watched an episode, but she seems like a delightful person, to be honest.
Yes, she really does.
Hmm.
She's great in Only Murders in the Building.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
love that show.
I'm watching season 2 right now. I'm really enjoying it.
I thought I was gonna hate it,
Very-
and then I watched like
very-
8
Oh, wait,
episodes in a single
who's-
night.
Who's the first actor you think would die?
Oh. Well, they mentioned, well, that's not an actor, she's a singer,
Tay-Tay?
but I really hope she's the first one to go.
Not Tay Tay.
They did also mention.
No, she's fine.
Justin
She's from
Bieber.
Tennessee. Are you kidding? She's fine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but my beloved Katy Perry won't last long.
No, she's very. No, you're right.
Well, I think we know the first one to go. It's Tom Hanks. He's
No,
gonna
I was
be,
saying
he's gonna be
it's
filming in
him.
Australia, and he'll become a zombie, and then we'll all know it's real.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I was really hoping it would go the other way.
I feel like
They
the
do- I
Kardashians
definitely-
are helpless enough that they're gonna have too much staff exposure.
Well, I also think they'd be busy.
You don't want to
still
get a
trying
staph
to.
infection, Alex.
They- No. We're gonna
Okay,
ignore
I'm
that
leaving.
one. Yeah.
I'll show myself.
I feel like they would still want to put on like a cute outfit to go outside, even if they're running for their lives. So they'd have stupid shoes on and stuff, and
That's what I
they'd
mean.
only be
Yeah.
little tiny steps. Mhm.
Well, like they're not gonna clean their own
Oh.
compound, so they're gonna be like inviting people in.
Juicy.
Somebody's
Gary-
gonna,
I mean, I think we're like
slide in
there
there.
are easy answers. We can actually just look back to history and see which celebrities were pro ending lockdowns too early or anti-lockdown entirely, and then just like that should. If,
Oh, true.
Yeah,
given
Kevin
that we've got a
Sorbo's
pretty good
easy
data
tip,
set.
for sure.
I was
Girl-
so mad about Kevin Sorbo. Mm.
Oh, he
Can't
felt
say I had any
he went
feelings
down the
about it,
weird,
but
crazy
now
rabbit hole decades ago.
Yeah.
he's a real
Yeah.
dipshit.
Well,
Well, I
Kevin
expect-
Sorbo
I
brought
don't
down
know
the
what you mean. He's my
conversation.
favorite movie star.
Yes,
He's my third favorite Hercules.
Mike drives me to every single Kevin Sorbo movie in theaters.
I
Ugh.
loved him in Cult
Why
of
is there so many every year?
What is it?
What was that? Andromeda? Was that the one
That
he
was the
on?
other show he did after.
Never watched
yeah,
it.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
not good. It was not good.
No,
But there's like 10 seasons of it or something crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But did it come out when like sci-fi first became sci-fi and they were making like a show?
Probably.
That was
Yeah.
like sci-fi used to have FX the series that was garbage. It was just about this guy who solved crime using visual effects makeup.
Yeah,
Like,
Andromeda is
Really?
what you watched when
I love the crime
Babylon 5
Show,
was
but that's
on.
too stupid even for me.
I hate to admit, I've seen all of Babylon 5. I used to love it when I grew up. I don't
I
remember
saw-
anything from it.
The only thing I remember, and the reason why I stopped watching the show, was when that one lady from the bald lady with like the horn thing or whatever goes into
Yep.
a cocoon for like a whole season and comes out with hair. That was the
Mhm.
whole thing, and I was like,
And then
I'm not
the
watching this
commander
anymore.
falls in love with her. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
okay, I
she's got
remember
hair now.
that.
Yeah,
You will remember way more about Babylon 5 than I do. I would watch it like after school because like one time I put it on the episode and it had one of those CGI like fighter launch things, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then I
Yeah.
kept tuning in and I was like, oh, they just keep talking.
Yeah, there's so few
I
dogfights.
didn't know any of
and-
the characters. I didn't know any of the like high level politics, the like serialized storytelling, none of that stuff. I was like, where's my CGI, like my early 90s television CGI fighter jets?
yeah. It was few and far in between. Yeah. It's like what is it, Captain Power? When you look, the effects in shows like that were so bad.
What's
And
Captain
at the
Power?
time, they
Or
were
Galactic.
so cool.
Very good.
What?
Like fight scenes, like space fight scenes. I think Battlestar Galactica was one of the first ones where it was kind of cool to watch the effects.
They still kind of hold up.
Yeah.
Wait, like the original Battlestar Galactica?
No, the remake.
Yeah, but that was in the 2000s.
Yeah, but
It still looks
That
pretty
was-
janky, but it's
That
good
was
though.
the era of
It's-
CGI crimes, more or less, right? Like,
That's true.
we're still in that too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's so surprisingly, there's still so many crimes against the eye. It is shocking to me. I'm like,
Are they
come on,
not
we have
including
all of the
butthole?
technology.
Right? I bring buttholes into the mix. Things are bad enough.
I'm so sorry.
I think that's happening.
What
the
have you
rest of the recording.
We were talking about cats. I couldn't not say it.
no, it had to be said. It's true.
Yeah, agreed.
I think technically we were talking about Anna and the Apocalypse, but you know.
But, you know,
It's not Tracy's podcast unless we go off on many,
I
many
mean-
tangents.
You could just CGI in some buttholes. That would change some things to this movie too.
I have no comments to any
We've
of
broken
this.
Tracy.
All right.
I
Tracy,
mean,
you wanted to say something about the auto tune that
Yeah.
you didn't seem positive on it.
about the auto tune? No, it wasn't
Oh,
about
I
the
thought-
auto tune specifically.
Oh,
It was just
okay. It was
about
just
the
about the
actual
song.
the songs in
Gotcha.
general. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like the quality of the songs are good. I just think tonally they don't fit well
Yeah.
into the environment. And that kind of
Yeah.
like pulls me in and out of the movie as I'm watching it. Because there's like, especially right at the beginning. So like the movie starts, there's like 5 minutes, no song. I was like, what? It doesn't start with a big, musical number. This is great. And then they get to the school and then there's a song and then they say 3 words and then there's another song and they're both full 3-minute songs. And then there's 5 minutes, another song, and then it's 10 minutes before the next song. And I was like, those 3 songs are all long songs that are way too close together. And I was a little frustrated.
Tracy was watching with a stopwatch.
I sort of think of this more as like less as like a real musical and more as like the Buffy musical episode, which I think is why I didn't really like go there because it is a little bit awkwardly put together, as you say, but like, but yeah, I don't know. They were doing a bit, so they did the bit.
I'm making faces because I also don't do Buffy or the musical thing of Buffy, even though I even saw a shadow play of that episode of Buffy, and I was like, no.
I can one up you. I was in a shadow cast of that episode.
Yeah, probably.
Wait, at Toronto Trek, it is probably the nerdiest thing I've ever done.
Oh, I was,
wait, Toronto Star Trek or is Trek
the
something
Toronto
else?
Trek convention every year. Yeah, I attended as a member of the shadow cast for the Buffy musical.
Oh,
putting all my nerd cards on the table tonight. Apparently,
yeah. Apparently,
I remember I dragged Tracy to a Star Trek improv show at either Comic Con or Fan Expo. Oh, nope. I'm so sorry, Tracy.
Oh dear.
I was prepared. The reason why you could talk me into it, I'm not a huge fan of improv, but I'll do improv, right?
Yeah.
But especially when you put Star Trek on it, I'm like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna give this a shot. And then I was like, I should not have.
Yeah, it was way too long, and I got a lot of looks from Tracy.
Yeah. It's like, why are we still here? Can I go? It would be rude. I was like, fine, fine. I won't do it.
I guarantee you would not be the first person to have walked out of any one of those improv actors shows.
Probably not. Probably not.
Part of the risk you assume when you do improv.
Yeah.
Everybody name an occupation and a letter of the Enterprise.
Okay, D and
No, sorry, I'm not going to do improv.
Yes,
damn it.
Yes, and.
Say yes.
Oh, I'm supposed to say yes and.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm being informed that yes.
It's D and counselor. There you go.
Yeah. The counselor Troy somebody really put the D in counselor Troy.
Riker really put the D.
Are we back to buttholes again?
Whoa! Why had these buttholes?
I don't think we were
Counselor
specifying.
Troy is sexually fluid, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, we were not specifying that what they were doing. I mean,
oh no!
Riker's
Did
got
I
that
bring down
energy,
the tone
right?
of the
Like, we know that.
podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Riker's gonna take what he wants.
Yeah.
Okay, Riker doesn't take. He lures and accepts. There's a difference.
He lures? That sounds even worse.
That's bad.
He prays.
Come to my shuttlecraft. Yeah. There's a sliding door inside.
Well, that's some big yikes.
He takes what's given. I will say that, but he asks.
Yeah, he asks very seductively and politely.
He loves consent.
Riker is goatee man?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
As of season 3.
I knew something.
Season 2.
You didn't
First
think.
of all, season 2.
Wait, what happens in season 2?
That's when he gets his goatee.
I think it's 3.
I think it's 2.
Oh, I'll be back later. You guys sort it out.
Yeah, these are not weeds we need to be.
We'll
in.
talk about it later. It's
I think
fine.
I gotta go with 2.
Yeah.
Shit, is it 2?
I gotta go with 2. I
Okay.
can't say for sure, but I gotta go with 2.
That's exactly who I was thinking it was.
Yep.
Oh, I knew a thing about
Frakes
Star
man.
Trek.
It's Jonathan Frakes.
Almost called it Star Wars. I'm okay.
The host of Factor Fiction, Beyond Belief, Factor Fiction.
My bad. It is season 2. I googled Measure of a Man, which is in season 2, and he's got the beard. So
yeah,
my bad.
yeah,
Well,
It's a good one.
that's when it starts to get
One of the
better.
few
Yeah.
good
The
ones
Melinda
too.
Snodgrass one, I think, right?
Is she
What?
the Picard's
Sorry, it's
lawyer
just-
friend?
I was slapping down my nerd card.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
Slapped that one
writer
hard.
of that
How's
episode.
it going with all the Star Trek talk?
Oh, I'm on my phone now.
Jamie, who's got a better butthole, Riker or
Yeah.
Worf?
Fair enough. Fair
oh,
enough.
Worf for sure.
I mean,
She knows.
I mean, he
think,
probably has 2 or 3 buttholes. He's a Klingon.
God damn it,
That's
you beat
true.
me to the
Well,
joke.
you gotta have at least 2. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say butthole 1 and 2 better, but 3 got some problems.
Yeah, Klingons are known to have redundant systems in their bodies. They have more than one heart
What if
and
they
like
lose one
4
butthole
lungs
in
and all that kind
battle?
of stuff.
And now they got the backup butthole.
Exactly.
Moving on.
So, to be honest, with this movie, I don't have a lot of notes. And my last note on this movie is Mr. Savage lives up to his name. That's all I got. That's it. That's done. Mhm.
Yeah.
That was
his-
another jump.
That's the headmaster, right?
Yeah.
Savage. Yeah, his
Ja-
dance numbers were fun.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
He
And
really
Tracy,
embraced
sorry.
the evil.
Apologize to your mom. We were talking too much about buttholes.
She can't hear. That's why I got headphones on. It's fine.
But
Oh,
she didn't
okay.
listen to this, right?
Also, she heard you say
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
The
that is
nonsense
true.
that comes out of our mouths is quarantined in Tracy's ears instead of being allowed to roam free into the apartment.
It could
Yes,
hurt a
that's
civilian.
The best.
Yeah.
But it goes all over the internet.
Yeah, but then you choose
off
to
the
be
internet.
exposed to all of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a butt.
Guys, we're starting a conversation. That's what's important.
Exactly.
Now everyone's talking about it. We could start a conversation.
Yeah.
So
We're,
I
we're
do
just
have-
asking questions about buttholes.
So speaking about holes, I do have a question about Mr. Savage because this isn't particularly explained throughout the movie or whatever. But what do you think his do you think it's just like regular small power grabbing personality, or do you think something has happened in his life recently that has made him this way and that's why he's going crazy?
His wife left him.
He has 2 buttholes.
Yeah.
He's not a Klingon, Jamie.
His wife left him. He's down a butthole, so that's not good either.
Or he
Um,
liked buttholes too much.
Wow.
Oh, then I didn't mean it. Yeah. Anyways, I said that.
I mean, maybe
He could.
Yeah.
Yes.
he could be
I
a
mean,
Riker. We don't know.
The headmaster is retiring, so he's about to assume his tiny amount of power. So I think he's right at that sweet spot right before you start a project where you're like, I think I can probably make this go and not have it be a huge disaster. Like, you have all of the excitement and then none of the actual responsibility yet. So he's gone mad with a moderate amount of power to put
Yeah.
kids and all.
Yeah, and I think if this is your last note, maybe I'll bring in a little bit of Krampus here. I think the comparison between the two petty tyrants in the 2 movies, where we've got the headmaster who goes completely insane very quickly, which I think makes sense. Like, as soon as there's an emergency, it's like, oh, somebody needs to be in charge, but I'm the one in charge, and then just starts shitting the bed all over the place. Because they're so, they need to hang on to that tiny amount of power, versus the gun rights, violent,
The wackadoodle
weird-
uncle.
Brother-in-law.
the
yeah.
wackadoodle uncle in Krampus. It's like, oh, turns out in an emergency, instead of doing the same kind of thing, oh, he takes this weird live and let live approach, and he takes the opportunity of the emergency, which he's been prepared for and expecting his whole life, to pause and finally listened to his family for the first time, which is, I think, total bullshit. So I think that I think that they portray their two petty tyrants in different ways, and I find, despite the total nonsense of Anna and the Apocalypse, a much more realistic and true to the character depiction of the petty power.
So you think that an apocalypse is a proper excuse to just go nuts? Whereas
no, it's an explanation.
I think it's an explanation, not an excuse. I think the second people like shit starts breaking down, there are so many people who are like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this. Finally, people are going to listen to my ideas." You know, and
he was not
hinged
people before the apocalypse, so him behaving in an unhinged fashion is not a surprise.
That's true. Yeah. Yes.
There's also an argument to be made that the song that I have, I think, written down as Santa's Other Baby, the Christmas pageant song, just sent him directly over the edge because he couldn't handle all of the feelings it made him feel.
Yeah,
he's not like doing great at the beginning. He's like having a very bad series of days, but that may be the tipping point for him, where he just cannot talk to himself about his big feelings.
But he didn't even seem to be having bad days. It just seemed that he was so uptight that he was mad at everybody already.
Well, a whole bunch of people got sick and just like dropped out of his big opportunity for attention, right? Because that was his show. So that's why he was flipping out so bad in the rehearsal.
And then he had to let
there was the weird
her sing that horrible sexy song.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his side on that song. 100%.
Well,
that's
I think he was more compelled by it than he wanted to be.
School appropriate.
Yeah.
Everyone else
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's pushing it over the edge.
This is a prude cast.
And that's coming from the butthole guy.
Yeah, but do you guys remember high school dramas or when they did like plays and stuff? They were always sexy. Like if it was a guy or a girl, they'd always try to be doing something.
I don't remember a lot of cleavage.
I know in Mean Girls, in the
Let me just
Christmas
check my
pageant,
yearbook.
they did
Hold
a
on.
sexy dance.
It was less her dance and more the extraordinarily explicit lyrics that were problematic in that, I felt.
Come on over and
Euphoria
unload your sack comes to mind.
Yes, that was the one. I think I actually shrieked when she said that. I was just like sitting alone in my house being like, "You're a teenager."
I don't get
it. Apparently I'm like
Mike says he doesn't get it. I'll tell you when you're older, dear.
To be honest, my note for the song is, "This is what I want to hear on the radio for Christmas." That's my note for the song.
Mine was, "This song is disgusting."
It is.
I agree with those things.
But if it had been sung by like a 22-year-old, it would have been hysterical. But because she's like 17, it was just like, oh God, I'm laughing, but also I sort of want to crawl under the covers.
It's so wrong. Yeah.
But at 17, I would have been thrilled to sing a song that made everybody that uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, she does have a beautiful voice and she does sing it very well. You can't falter for it, because I actually thought part of the joke would be she'd get up there and suck, and that would be part of the joke. And she was just fantastic.
She nailed it. That was the problem.
And she's in a supportive, loving relationship that makes everybody else sick. It's so great.
It's so great.
And
a little bit too much PDA.
They're like, even as zombies, they're still like, you know.
Yeah, that's cute when their hands like just brush each
other. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My God.
Yeah.
Speaking of the ending, I found it to be incredibly bleak, and I don't really know why.
What is rocks fall and pretty much everyone died except the
Well,
I did not expect the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the end of Shaun of the Dead. It's a similar-ish ending, but the funny part about the ending of Shaun of the Dead is the zombie apocalypse has solved all his problems for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So like all this horror stuff have happened, but that clears his plate. He's good now. But I feel like at the end of this movie, it's like, oh, they just got in a car.
And they've driven off into oblivion, essentially.
Yeah.
unknowns.
It's just her and Jamie Tart and Tiny Kate McKinnon, right? that it? That's everybody.
Who is
Yeah.
Canadian? We looked her up.
Oh, I thought she was American.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
she's
I
so
think
cute.
I don't know for sure, but she was on Murdoch Mysteries, and I don't think you're allowed
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
on
I
don't
Murdoch
think-
Mysteries
Yeah.
if you're not
Yeah.
Canadian.
Contractually obliged to be Canadian for that.
You guys aren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Canadian
You're
fair.
not supposed to look things up before you come on here because then it ruins my quizzes. I hate you.
But I live in IMDb.
Oops.
Sorry,
Now I have to
was
find a new question.
was it what
Yeah.
Actually,
incredibly
the other way
Canadian
around.
show was the blonde girl in?
No, it's what is Tracy's favorite Murdoch mystery episode?
It's actually the other way around. If you're Canadian, you're contractually obliged to be in Murdoch Mysteries. It's like jury duty. Just
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
watch out for your own.
Just everybody.
being
Eventually,
in
they'll,
broken
you'll get a
social
letter and you'll have to show up. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody have any other comments about this movie? Like any notes that we skipped or whatever?
I was actually shocked when the best friend gets bit. 'Cause
Yes.
I was like, oh, it's leading to a love story. He's gonna get the girl in the end, and then he's bit with half an hour to go, maybe a little more.
Mhm.
That always catches. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, they were like an hour in when
They're in
when he
the
got
Christmas
bitten.
tree store. Or
They just got
They're
to
just
the
coming
other
out of the
side.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
man.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
They
he
took a shortcut.
gesticulates too wildly, which I can.
He does. He does.
Yeah. And then the first time I was expecting him to come back somehow, like maybe he's not dead.
Yeah.
Well, especially after watching Krampus before it, I was like, because again, I didn't fully remember how it ended, and so I was like, oh, there's probably something that gets at least some of them out, but they stick with it. They're just like, if somebody gets bit, they're bit.
My notes say the stakes are real, pun intended.
Wow. Why?
I'll show myself.
I
Well,
love the
yeah,
fact that when I make cheesy jokes, everybody rolls their eyes at me, and then Leah does, and everybody's like, "Haha."
I love your cheesy jokes.
Hey,
It was eye rolling.
if you need to mute us,
What are you looking
you
at?
just let us know.
Okay.
I always punctuate mine with "Am I right?" That's,
Am I right?
Just
that's my Quentin
remember you're
Tarantino.
wrong.
It's my Quentin Tarantino voice tick. All right. The only other thing I wanted to bring up was with the seesaw death, like her first death, right? And then the scene after that, she has they sort of have a moment. And she's like, it's impossible. There's no such thing as zombies. And I go, what do you think you just did?
The head's
Like
still
he
on
just
the ground.
popped,
Like,
he popped the head off, and she's like, "Nah, that was just a regular guy."
Well, that's what her friend says. She's like, well, then what do you call that? And she's like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, if I just knocked somebody's head off with playground equipment, I'd probably take a little moment for an existential crisis as well.
But
So,
she planned that. She brought him over.
yeah,
she
yeah.
waited
Yeah, she
for
lured
him
the
to get in
zombie.
position,
there's
and
some
then
really great death scenes in this movie. I
You just
forgot.
killed the zombie Flanders. He was a zombie?
that's exactly. I wrote that down. I wrote down zombie Flanders to remind myself what I was talking about.
Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, beating me to my jokes today.
There-
I was watching it at work, and then there's a scene where one of the zombies bit the guy on the back of the hand, and then I because other people were watching it too, and it was like they would just eat your fingers, like they would just bite off the tips of your fingers, and then we started talking about that if everybody in the room likes me, by the way, but they agreed that they would eat my butt and my thighs first if we all.
Back to butts.
Oh, are we talking about cannibalism?
Yeah.
No, that is definitely
Yeah.
something about zombies where it's like at what point do they stop biting? You know, because sometimes it's just like, yeah, the errant bite, but other times it's like somebody
They rip you
falls
apart.
into the cluster and they all start biting on them.
Well, they
And
want
then-
your brain.
Right, but they usually don't actually. But it's like when do they stop tearing them limb from limb and biting them and just like, okay, I'm a zombie now. It's just it's weird sometimes because they have to keep infecting people but not eating them to the point that they can't walk around and be zombies anymore.
Good point.
Well,
yes.
I mean,
That's a good point,
maybe humans don't taste very good, and like some of them are just like me when I have a bag of chips that aren't very good, I still eat them.
Well,
Yeah.
according
But
to
some other people that are normal just take a couple bites of like, you know what, not for me.
but according
I've
to
never met those
what is
people,
it?
but I-
Warm bodies.
Yeah.
Like apparently it tastes good to zombies, like especially the brains. They're like
It's like a
delicious.
vampire's urge to get blood, right?
You just brought up the about
If
zombies
we're going with
is
warm blood universe, or sorry,
Yeah.
warm bodies.
if you eat the zombie's brain. So if a zombie wants to eat a brain and then that makes another zombie, wouldn't that zombie just eat the entire brain of the person they just ate and they wouldn't have a brain, so they couldn't be a zombie?
Yeah,
They'd
all
be-
the zombies had
I'm saying.
miraculously unmolested heads that we saw. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Their
How
brains
come
are
It's very
definitely-
zombies
difficult to
don't
eat a
eat
brain.
other zombies?
Yeah, how's a zombie gonna get through the skull?
But if you eat,
That's
but
the
that's
thing.
the thing is like if they
We're
want
finally
Anything
smashing-
the zombie
humans'
doesn't
brains
get
in
through
the
the
Like,
skull.
if I
That's
went
a
out,
new
if I
zombie.
went outside in a zombie apocalypse in like goalie gear, I'd be really hot and sweaty. But how would a zombie get to me?
Well,
I have to like
that's-
get the back of my legs, I guess, too. But like,
Yeah,
how are
but
they gonna?
a lot of movies do that where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna put you in riot gear or something like that, so they can't get through to you."
Yeah,
quote,
that's
unquote.
what.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I think we've all discovered that the zombies eating brains is a harmful stereotype that we should not perpetuate.
Agreed.
Yes.
I think the other thing like we didn't talk about at all was like balls in this movie. Like there's so many balls jokes. They're like in every scene in the background there's like a sign that says balls. Like it's like
yeah.
constant. And then they're
I
hiding
never thought of
in
that.
balls. Which
Yep,
like
they-
why
That's
would you
true.
hide in balls?
How
Like,
do
They're all
four of them
sleeping
sleep in the ball pit?
Yeah.
That would be so uncomfortable. It
so
wasn't that big.
uncomfortable, and you're not hidden from the zombies in a ball pit. Like,
No.
but again, I think it was just a joke about balls. Like, I really this PG-13 movie could only make so many jokes.
Oh, I
About
don't know if this
balls,
one's
yes.
PG.
What's that?
I think it's a bit too much gore to be PG and swearing.
It's PG-13, I think.
Really?
Oh, It's rated.
Krampus definitely was.
Yeah,
I think
Krampus got
that's
one
awesome.
F word, and that was it.
Yeah. So that's when
Didn't
you
even
know.
use it well. I was not pleased with that F word
No.
use.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
I-
where the F word was.
It was Aunt Dorothy, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it says we're yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yes, that was an excellent scene, I thought. But anyway, yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, because she
related.
gets it. She just gets it. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do the Christmas quiz. Does everybody have their noise maker?
Mine's my mouth.
Yeah, I'm literally just thinking.
We hear
Wait, so
I'll say
wait,
my name. I'll say
You're
my
saying you're gonna yell Josh. Alex
say
is
Josh.
just gonna ding.
Yep.
We're just gonna
Leah
yell
and
our own
Mike,
names. I feel like that's funny.
No, that's
That's funny.
people who don't have this.
Wow, but I thought it would be funny.
Okay.
Well, we can do that too. Whatever works for you guys. You just have to
Both have
agree on
shakers?
what you're doing. You got the shakers. Sean, what are you doing?
Can't hear
You
it.
hear it, right?
Can't
Oh,
hear
you
it.
can't hear this? I'm
Nope.
doing an old
Oh.
podcast. Damn it.
Nope.
Where's the
It's an
recorder?
audio medium, Sean. Come on.
No, this is
Wait,
Sean
Sean,
was gesticulating wildly.
Take your
No.
headphones out for this, and then
Get
you
your
should be able to
recorder.
hear it.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
It's like under his desk.
Yeah, he's got it like in a holster.
Yeah,
Like, I
watch
have
him
this
pretend.
It's not the
every
vuvuzela.
Watch him
That's
pretend to go
amazing.
get it from the other room.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I barely knew where it
Oh,
was.
awfully quick there, Sean.
Still didn't hear it. What is going on?
What is it?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Weird. Okay, I don't know.
Unplug your headphones for this. 'cause-
Okay, did you want to just yell, Sean?
Or you
I'll
just-
just yell Sean. Oh, I have two fun things here and I can't use them.
Sean!
He's saying that, guys, but he is lying. He had nothing.
He had nothing. He's pantomiming,
I heard
just
that.
pretending.
I know it makes noise.
Air guitar does not work on this medium, Sean.
Neither do air drums or air vuvuzelas
Christmas
or air recorder. That's what you should do, Sean. Go meow, meow, meow.
Yeah,
Done.
done.
You're good.
Yeah.
He chimes in with Bill and Ted sound effect.
Yes. All right, so I think we're ready. Okay. Now, despite the fact that you guys have ruined a couple of my quiz things already, I think I have enough new questions.
All of us?
Okay.
Or
just
some of
some
us, or
people who will not be named, who has Squidward as their background.
They're looking real
fine.
sheepish on the Zoom for those of you following around.
Sounds like a
Jamie.
long quiz.
Exactly. Okay, so this first part of the quiz, there's two parts of the quiz. So this part of the quiz is directly related to the two films we watched for this episode. The second part of the quiz, which we'll do after we talk about Krampus, is tangentially related to the movies we watched for this
Oh.
episode. All right.
I'm confused.
Are we Are we ready?
Let's do
First
it.
question. In Anna and the Apocalypse, the zombie outbreak is due to what?
Ooh.
Michael.
The teacher opening the doors.
No.
Oh no!
No.
Oh, in the phone. I failed.
Josh,
Josh.
a bad can of mushy peas.
Ding.
Alex.
Big
Alex?
Pharma.
What?
Big Pharma.
No, they literally say it at the in the first scene of the movie. They say it.
It's Brexit.
Oh,
It's
yeah, on the-
Brexit.
they say it
It's
on the-
those no good immigrants.
Those Polish immigrants taking our jobs.
Anybody else? Nobody
I
knows
missed
the
it.
answer? On the radio, they say it's due to a lethal pathogen that they originally thought was a super virus strain of the flu.
Oh,
If you had either part of that, I would have been like,
Yeah.
okay.
I
It's
totally
in
missed
the
that.
CDC
Same virus,
announcement
but
at
then
the
I was like,
beginning,
that's
but
too
I would-
obvious.
Would
Yeah.
would you have taken
Yeah.
the year 2020?
Too close.
Would
Kind
that
of
have-
counts too. That's kind of
I will say-
It's all Dr.
Mike and
Fauci's
I were
fault.
in London in February 2020, and so that announcement, like we were watching newspaper headlines like every day that we were there, just like 5 more down in Westchester today. Like, oh, it's
Oh
probably
my God.
fine. It's probably not the end of the world. I've only watched 100 zombie movies or so, and they
How
don't
many of them take
definitely
place
all
in
start like
London?
this.
I mean,
28 days
several.
later does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
28 weeks later.
Which we watched immediately after and in the Apocalypse and Krampus. We
Yeah,
watched
yes.
28 days later.
Nice.
That is a
But,
good zombie
but
medium,
yeah.
isn't it? Oh, well, until it gets a little rapey, but it's fine. Whatever. Sure. Everything gets rapey in the Apocalypse for some reason. I'm going to get over it.
Right?
Wait,
Yes.
with all the
Some
soldiers
reason.
and Naomi.
Yeah, they get all weirdly rapey at that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Oh,
like
you're-
it's the guy rages at that point, right? Like, isn't that the
Yes.
thing that he turns
Yeah, that's
into
the
it
thing.
without being it? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But also, okay, isn't the leader of the the soldiers one of the Doctors Who? Doctors
Is
Who?
it?
Oh my God, is it? I
It's
don't
like
I
remember.
actually
Attorneys
have no
General.
idea.
Pick myself up.
Oh yes, it's Christopher Eccleston. You're right.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
right.
weird creep. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. All right. Question number
Sorry.
2.
Here we go.
What's the name of the bowling alley Anna and John work at?
Mike,
Mike.
Thunderballs.
Yay!
Another ball joke.
To Jamie's point, yes.
It was a ball joke by way of a James Bond joke.
Yes. All right. So we got 1 point for the Mike and Leah group. What up? Question number 2. Oh, I should have changed this one. Whatever. This is going to be a giveaway, but whoever does it first. Okay. Who's ready for this? When we get to the Christmas recital, students dressed as these sing weird rap about fish.
Josh,
Josh.
penguins,
Yay!
Well, you made a lot of noise in there.
For the best.
penguins.
Question number 4. When the kids finally get online, what hashtag is trending on social media?
Oh, Josh,
Josh.
evac selfie.
Oh, that's right.
Liked evac selfie a lot. I wrote down
Feels,
that would legitimately happen. That is
Yeah.
a legit
Yeah.
it
thing.
feels hashtag accurate.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one's good.
All right. This is a 2-point question. Okay. Right before John meets his end, he names all of Santa's reindeer. Can you give me all of their names?
Ding.
Alex.
Oh.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donder, Blitzen, and Rudolph.
She got it.
I've never seen Leah so
And
disgusted
Olive.
in all my life.
You left off Olive.
I did leave off Olive. It's true. I should
You
really
did.
work that in.
Olive's a dick.
Yeah, Olive is a bully.
If you look at Olive very closely, it looks like a butthole. It's fine. We're not going back there. That was my fault. It's okay.
Oh yeah, we definitely
Well, that was
You're supposed to be in
that's
charge of this mess, Tracy. Not encouraging us.
Well,
Not encouraging it.
that's Rudolph's brake lights.
So you're saying not only
his
nose
butthole's
glows.
red.
I mean, you wouldn't just make fun of him for his nose. There's not that much you can't mine that one for that long.
You know,
There's stuff to olive is just never going to look the same to me.
some people think that, bright lights shine out of their asshole.
It's a Smith song. It's a Smith song.
Rudolph's brake lights. Is that like some new festive porno? I don't even know.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
This is going real well, guys. I don't know about you.
So well.
About as well as always, I think.
I think so. Yes.
Never
we
make
weren't.
me yes and.
We weren't poisoned by whatever those cautions were that one year.
Oh yes.
We got
The infamous Bailey's hot chocolate.
We started off so drunky.
Or what about all the Jello shots that you guys were like, ew, this is gross, and then drank like 40 of them?
Yeah.
Holy
They
shit!
were
I
not
forgot
gross.
about the Jello.
I
shot.
miss our in-person podcast recordings.
Yeah.
Sounds like how much people do zombies eat dilemma. Oh, these are terrible.
Exactly.
That is exactly what happened. It was. Yeah.
Next question.
Right.
Now, Anne and the Apocalypse does not have any traditional Christmas carols, but Krampus starts with this classic from Bing Crosby.
I'll be home for Christmas.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Josh.
Josh?
Is it White Christmas?
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Isn't it Santa
Alex?
Claus is coming to town?
Incorrect.
Oh, bells?
It is not.
We just do a whole survey of public domain
Drummer
Christmas
Boy?
carols till we
Nope.
get-
Sean's the
Bing
last
Crosby.
person. Sean, you're the only person who hasn't said anything yet.
Weather outside is frightful?
No.
I don't think so. That's ending in Die Hard 2. No.
It's
Let it
beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
That's the
Karen.
one.
Yes.
I mean, I get
They're
that.
all equally nauseating.
They are all equally nauseating songs. That
Most
is very,
Christmas
very
carols
true.
are abhorrent. Yes.
Yes. Though associated with Austria, Krampus is believed to have originated in what country?
Josh,
Josh?
is it Bavaria?
Incorrect.
No.
Sean?
I think it's Germany, but I'm going to say Poland because Germany seems too easy. Poland?
Oh, Denmark?
It's Germany.
It is Germany, isn't it?
It's
Shit.
Germany. I'm
Germany
giving it
wasn't
to
a country when it originated.
Oh, that's
in
true.
the area.
Prussia.
I
Prussia.
thought that was Bavaria.
Hess.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I am giving this to Jamie. All right.
Thank you.
I'm giving it to Jamie.
Jamie, what was your answer? Doesn't matter. Let's keep going.
The next question. When we first meet Omi, aka Grandma in Krampus, what movie is she watching on TV?
Oh,
Sean?
It's a Wonderful
Jamie,
Life.
Incorrect.
No,
Leah? What?
Christmas Carol.
That is correct. Yes. Boom. Guys are working as a team.
I knew one thing. It's Bavaria, look a lot like Christmas.
All right. I think this
I
no,
got it.
actually.
Thank you.
Okay. So there's two more questions. Seth Green and Justin Rowland voice a couple of killer gingerbread men in the movie. Their shows,
really?
the shows that they created, also make an appearance in posters in the form of Max's room. What are they? Sean?
There's a Robot Chicken poster.
There's two shows we're looking for.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Well, he only played one air guitar
Josh.
riff, so maybe
Yeah, I know
he
the other
only
one.
has to answer one.
Josh?
Well,
Yes.
Justin Roiland did Rick and Morty. Is Rick and Morty on there? I only noticed the
There's-
Robot Chicken one.
There you go. You said both
Okay.
of them, so you get.
Oh,
the
okay.
point.
Rick and Morty's
Okay,
that
cool.
old?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh, I didn't
I
know.
didn't
It
notice the Rick and
releases a
Morty
season
poster.
every like 3 years.
It's Sherlock that way.
Last question. What is
I would
the
say
name? What name does Howard call his Hummer?
Lucina,
Sean.
Lucille. Lucinda?
Incorrect,
Oh.
Sean. Leah.
Look at this.
Lucinda.
Correct.
Yes. Sorry.
All right.
I yelled her name.
I
instead
have
of
a
my name.
trivia for probably just Josh and Tracy.
Hold on. No, we're not doing any trivia. No.
Okay.
No. If you ruin my quiz, I will fight you.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, that's the end of the first part of the quiz. The second part of the quiz are tangential questions. So be prepared.
Which is trivia.
Which is more trivia. Yes.
Are any of them Star Trek related?
Oh my God, of course. What is
Okay.
wrong with you?
All right.
Did you guys know
my
that Melinda
internet's breaking
Snodgrass
up.
wrote the episode?
Yeah, so far, after the first half of the Christmas quiz, we have Mike and Leah and Josh tied for first place, followed by Alex Cook with her 2-point question and Jamie with 1 point, and everybody else.
Cheating.
Mike
by
and Sean
being-
suck.
Yes.
How come I got my
Only
last
our
name?
points.
Am I in trouble? I was just eating reindeer. That seemed normal.
Wait, I got Robot Chicken. Does that count? Half point?
No, you don't.
Any
No, I said you needed 2 shows and couldn't come up with it.
That's true.
There's another part of the quiz, so you have a chance for more points.
Okay.
So we'll see. Okay, we'll see. All right. So, well, I guess we're talking about Krampus now. We're there.
Woo!
Unlike, so I'm going to start first because I'm going to say the positive things first, like you guys did before. I enjoyed
that?
this movie. I like that technically everybody fails and dies. It makes me happy. And
Yeah.
there you go.
Especially the children.
Have
Right.
you guys ever seen a more openly antagonistic guest in a house? Like you have
Yeah,
somebody
right.
come over
Yes.
and immediately
Yeah.
it's like, well, this is all bullshit.
Part of why I didn't like the holidays that much. Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, you've obviously never met Leah's extended family.
Like, I
I
find
wonder
this
how
is
lovely, but only
this is
most.
one of the few movies where, you know, like in Home Alone and stuff, where the family comes over and like, he's being a little bitch is essentially what's happening. And you're just like, well, why are you being such a jerk? Your family's being nice to you. They're having a good time. Yes, you're not being paid attention, whatever. But in this movie, I'm just like, no, this kid has a reason not to like these people and want them to go away.
Oh,
So the facts that
Yeah, nothing
the
makes
movie
sense in
is
this movie.
about the fact that the movie is about them wanting you to like your family when you showed their families these such horrible people,
Right.
is like whatever. But they all die, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why,
They don't
why
all
does the
die.
DHL
Yeah,
delivery
that's the
guy
thing.
die? Why does the snowplow guy die?
Because they
Do they hate
charge like
Christmas too?
20% duties on no matter what you buy.
Krampus hates that.
It's true.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart. DHL can go to hell.
I've been getting a lot of DHL
We're already
spam,
there, and it's
actually.
their fault. Yeah.
Like where it's like a fake DHL email.
I get
and
that
it's like,
too.
hey, your delivery is like anyway. Yeah.
It's trapped
and
at
they're
the border.
They're
Well,
identical to the real ones that DHL sends because they're morons. They're like, no,
Yeah.
we send you a text from a weird number. That's how we contact you. Isn't that what you want?
Yeah,
No.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Then you have to put your credit card number in.
Just randomly and just send it to a stranger, and you're like,
Yeah,
this is fine. You're like, is it? I don't know.
it's DHL.
No,
Yeah.
but so that antagonism at the opening, like for me, I was excited because I was like, oh, this is so over the top and hilarious. Like we've got actively comedic actors like busting it up. So I was like,
Koechner, who is great.
yeah,
He
like
does. Everybody does a great job.
yeah, and so I was like,
Really
oh,
just like
this is what we're leading up to, is like some over the top kind of Home Alone style like nonsense, and then it took this like weird heartfelt turn where his dad, who had been drinking and avoiding him, is like, hey, actually, you know, family matters and it's important, and then we had to like take the movie presented the line like shepherd needs to look after his flock unironically. Like what are we doing with this movie? Like it really felt to me like they had cast it and then changed the direction of the movie. Like at some point during production they were like, no, we're gonna make this a little bit more straightforward or something. But like that early bit where like if that had been the movie, that I think for me would have been what I wanted, which is like a bunch of people who hate each other and can't like work together for like 2 minutes to solve like an actual life or death situation.
That's horrible, and I died of the awkwards just hearing you say
right, but like I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I'm totally with you. Like the people making this movie were not all playing the same song. Like
Yeah.
No.
not at all. I feel like whatever the script was that these people signed on for and whatever came out of the editing room were like did not have enough relationship. But also, I like, did I think it sucked? Yeah, I did. But also, am I like extra mad about it because watching Toni Collette try to handle all of those guests during a 3-day blizzard with no power would have been a fucking fantastic movie that I would watch the bejesus out of. So like,
Yeah,
Why
no,
did we
she
have
was.
that
The
horseshit
thing
to
is,
that?
she was acting. Like
Oh
she
yeah,
was.
she always is.
She always is.
Movie did
She
not
does
deserve
it.
these
Takes 100%. Yeah.
She is
Yeah.
spectacular in everything she does, and her like woman on the edge is better than almost any actor currently working or living. So like, if you put all the like you line up all these asshole family members and like watch her knock them all down, like I would love that movie. I would watch that movie every year. That sounds like a joyous experience. And this was like, we'll give you a little whiff of that and then just like punch you in the face with a bunch of like trite bullshit and bad monsters.
If you want to
Because
watch a better horror comedy with Toni Collette, watch Hereditary. That movie's hilarious.
Sorry, Sean.
I'm kidding.
But also because she's in Oculus, which I love, and so I was like, oh god, who am I thinking of? Oh, never mind. I withdraw my
Oculus, but
she's not Oculus.
No, that's Karen Gillan. But no, but Toni
No,
Collette's
Karen
doing
Gillan
everything, and
Who's the
I
mom?
thought she was the mom. But...
Which Doctor Who was in that one?
Now you're talking my language.
Hill House.
Like my problem with the movie is I don't hate it, but the jokes don't land, most of them, for a comedy, and the horror is just okay. Like I everything scares me in horror movies. This movie never made me once jump. Never scared. I get delighted when the puppets show up, like in the attic.
That weird
puppets.
worm Jack in the Box.
Oh god, I love that stuff.
Oh,
that stuff's so cool,
God.
but it's such a small part of the movie. It's like
So-
10-15 minutes
Yeah,
long,
and-
maybe.
And for me, it's like every scene you have to kind of take a few moments to like reevaluate. Okay, is this a comedic scene? Is this a horror scene? Or is this like a schmaltzy scene? And you're like you're seconds into the scene before you're like, oh, okay, it's not like silly gingerbread man. It's like the worm that's actually fierce and frightening. So we're supposed to take it as like legitimate fear. And then like, I don't know, that was the big tone thing for me.
I would say another big tone thing for me, and generally speaking, I don't get as badly affected by these kind of throwaway lines because I'm white. But when the team old lady showed up, and I was like, who is this old lady? Because they're not clear about who's related to whom, or not clear enough for me. And I was like, who is this old lady? I might be on team old lady. She seems to hate Christmas. And then she was just casually anti-Semitic, just vaguely anti-Semitic, just enough for me to be like, now I don't like.
I'm sorry. What are you, Jewish line?
What are you, a Jew?
I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, she have a ham on Christmas. What are you, a Jew now?
Yeah, and we're supposed to like her,
Also,
because she shoots a shotgun.
Gross. Ham is gross, and I just don't like it. And it has nothing to do with possible Jewish heritage. It's just the thought of a ham steak.
Oh, so good.
Oh, I love ham.
You guys
love ham.
Texture is not.
I mean,
love a good ham.
I'll eat a ham sandwich. I will eat a thin slice of ham. I will eat pork products all day.
Some ham,
just
pineapple on it.
Oh, nice big thick ham on the grill.
Yeah, it often has like
good.
fruit in it. Ugh.
Ew, fruit in it. Why is there fruit in it? What are you talking about?
Yeah. No fruit.
Pineapple glaze.
Yeah, people put like pineapple and cherries on their ham.
Yeah, you gotta put pineapple on it.
No.
No, I've seen that in
I disagree with
cartoons.
that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
I've never seen that in real life.
No, it's a cartoon ham, like what Bugs Bunny eats in one bite.
Yeah, I made you Shauna ham one time.
Okay, so
And I'm
here's the
pretty sure there was pineapple because I would not serve ham without pineapple.
Wait, when you serve me ham?
You guys came over one time to play board games and I had a ham that I needed to cook. So
I don't remember this.
I probably just ate the pieces of ham. You probably didn't
Yeah,
slice
like,
it
this
in
is
front of
delicious.
us or anything. It's fine.
I mean, I know how to behave in public. So if I was at some thing with a ham, I would just say, wow, that smells delightful, and then not eat it because I'm not an asshole. But like, but I'm with
definitely.
Leah.
Oh, yeah.
I can
I'm
eat
also
up to one
anti.
bite of a ham.
And it has nothing to do with being Jewish or not. It just has to do with not wanting.
New
to.
invention they call hot
Yeah,
ham water.
people are allowed not to like ham.
Yeah.
They're just wrong.
My
But
family
you know,
doesn't cook
fine.
ham for shit because I won't eat it. It's great. We just do turkey.
I will
salad.
sign me up for a wrong T-shirt and pin and hat.
Everything
badge.
wrong.
But also,
everything's
I
wrong.
wanted
Yeah,
to
it was
identify
not-
with Team Old Lady. Team
Well,
Strange Old
She was-
Lady.
Yeah, no, I didn't like her
She
anyway.
I think
was
they're
like
just-
genuinely an asshole, but she wasn't wrong a lot of the time, and that's like a rude
Except
thing.
when-
Except for that one big one.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Like they made her actually unlikable, even though she like was more sensible than almost everyone else in the movie most of the time.
Did she give booze to kids? Like I don't know. I don't remember
Yeah.
her being
It was-
right about
Kids are
Since
about
that
to
was
die.
a
Why
human
not?
child.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. I'm like, they're about to die. You can have a sip of my
Also-
peppermint
Yeah.
thing.
Also,
Yeah.
I contend she was not showing them how to make peppermint schnapps. She was just showing them how to pour peppermint schnapps.
Yeah,
Well,
that was
it's
not
not
peppermint
the same.
schnapps. That was just
No, but
vodka.
no, she definitely gave a drink to
flavoring.
the quiet kid, the one with diabetes.
Yeah.
Or made a joke about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I think
again,
I think
I'm
it's
not
supposed
convinced
to
that
be
was a
that
real human child.
I
He
think
never
it's supposed to
said-
be that side of the family is Republicans. I think that's
Yeah.
what the movie was
That's-
doing, and that's
yes.
that's the what are you a Jew thing. I think that's what that
it's
is.
about. Yeah. But
Yeah.
even like the gun talk and all that kind of stuff. It was
Well,
just
she's like she's
I
like
Even
do-
the
trailer
Republican
trash.
side of the family hated the aunt, right? Like that was the thing. Was that
Everybody
she
hates
showed
her,
up
yeah.
Yeah.
She
on the
just said-
Well,
doorstep?
she was
I couldn't-
horrible.
And it,
Yeah.
it was, to borrow a phrase, it was a hard J on the Jew.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It, it
Yeah.
was really spat out. Not to dwell
Yeah.
on it at all, because
Well-
Christmas is as bad as everything else
What's-
for reasons unrelated to it.
What's the first thing she said to Toni Collette? Like I think like the
oh.
first thing that the
It was
aunt
just something
came in, she
super
was something
rude.
horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
it was why don't you shovel your walk
Shovel
or
your
something
walk,
like
I
that?
almost
Yeah.
died or whatever, and then
Yeah.
she's just like, "Why are you at my house?" Like,
it, or it looks
then-
like
and
Martha
then they
Stewart
forget the
threw up in
baby?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
forget the
that
They
one.
do forget the baby. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they forget the atmosphere machine. How else will they tell if something's about to go wrong if the baby doesn't start to cry in every single scene?
They actually, I'll put a piece of trivia that I don't think is going to be in the trivia later. They actually removed baby crying.
Yes, they did. Because apparently their early screening
was
of it,
more.
they're like, take out the baby crying. It's apparently too distressing. And it was
Yep.
like, they're like, you have to take it out. But apparently, like, you know,
So much.
having a child eaten by a giant worm thing was fine to keep in. It was good.
I was down with the giant worm. I
That
liked the
scene
giant
was
worm.
that's the giant worm scene is one of the best parts of the movie.
I was good with
It
that.
is.
I
will
really
say
like the.
I got, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I really like the owl thing too.
Oh,
That was
the
real-
owl, the
the
teddy
owl thing-
bear.
The owl thing with the tongue made me laugh
Oh,
so hard.
Amazing.
With
Yeah,
the tongue
look at her
going all
cheek.
crazy out of its mouth, it made me laugh so. I laughed so hard
Yeah.
at that.
Anything that was practical in this movie, I really enjoyed. Like, and there's not a lot of it, but when they do it, I'm like, yes, this is great.
Did
looks
this
so much better
script
than
start
these
out
gingerbread
as a
cookies.
comedy?
Sorry.
Like, did this movie like script start out as a comedy, or did they just realize they'd fucked the dog and have to like?
I'm on
Okay.
IMDb, and there's 3 different writers credited to it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there was rewrites and.
Well,
The
according to
director-
what I read about it, like he specifically wanted the movie to start out as like a traditional Christmas movie, family coming together, you know, Christmas tree decorations. Yeah, there's butting heads, but you know, it's Christmas, everything's great. And then horror, like that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
I don't know
So
where.
thing was a pivot because they jacked up the practical effects.
The other problem is
maybe?
it's
Sort of what it
PG or
felt like.
PG-13.
Yeah,
There should have been a hard R.
so
I-
young skewing. It doesn't work as a horror or a comedy.
No.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
genuinely don't
Which
know
is-
what movie they're
so the-
making.
The director is Michael Dougherty, who made Trick or Treat, which that
Which is
movie, right?
And that's a good
great
movie, yes.
That does
Yes.
really expertly navigate tone, especially within an anthology on
Yeah.
Halloween. Like it's a horror, it's got comedy.
Managed a twist that didn't suck. Yeah.
But So wait, his name is Michael Dougherty. He also directed Godzilla, King of the Monsters, a 2-hour movie.
The best movie ever.
No, not Kong versus Godzilla. No, not that one.
I know.
Oh, you like King? Oh, it's a 2-hour movie.
That's the second one?
Yeah,
we saw it
like,
together.
No,
less than 10 minutes of Godzilla.
I didn't like that one. What are you talking about? My problem with both of those Godzilla movies is they follow the people, not the monsters, and it makes me angry.
But that's why Kong versus Godzilla is so good. And
screaming in front of the volcano with the cross in the foreground. What else do you need in a movie?
It was a millisecond on screen, and then they followed. They're like,
that's all you need.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Bobby Brown up to. Who cares?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh my god, they should make a Godzilla Christmas movie.
Imagine he's the Christmas tree, and like his Godzilla light up back is like the lights. It'd be fine.
Oh, wait.
I'd watch that.
House like a house.
And it was that day that Godzilla's heart grew 3 sizes.
And he was rushed to the hospital.
He's about to get a bus full of school too. He's like, nah, Merry Christmas.
I did have a note, just like because we decorated our house for Halloween because I'm that kind of people. But the thought of putting up a Christmas decoration makes me want to have a panic attack and vomit because I'm that kind of people. But once I saw Krampus, the one thing that truly inspired me was like, be right back. I'm going to make terrifying snowmen in the front yard to traumatize the neighborhood children.
Yeah.
I have a question about the snowman, actually. I thought that the snow people outside were like what the people that got taken turned into.
He gave you all the clues. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
I thought that too. I thought they're like the people they were killing were like encased in these like snow bodies or whatever.
Like a Jack Frost-esque.
The new short.
So I think that is a cool idea, and if they had spent more time establishing the rules of the monster, that could have been incorporated more they had the thing with the advent calendar where like some of the monsters came out of there, but not all of them. Some of them came from the toy bag. And then we weren't sure if keeping the fire hot was important because then they just broke through the wall and put out the fire. Tracy is objecting. So
I have quite.
I thought
Sorry.
she was dancing.
No, sorry. Some of the monsters came out of the advent calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the present.
They opened the thing and it was like the gingerbread kids, and then later it was the bear.
Yeah, well, didn't they come from the presents from the
You
attic?
didn't even pay attention to it.
I think that it was just establishing them as a theme because that was like a Bavarian thingy. Like it was they're folklore characters, right?
I'm not saying that they
I had it
literally came out of it, but it was like that's where the monsters
revealed from.
Yeah, we're revealing that today is the day of the bear, except also it's the day of the floor worm.
I had it as a terrifying Victorian grotesque advent calendar, and also where do I buy one?
Right. Yeah. See, that's cool. But it's Bear Day, but also it's Floor Worm Day, and also it's like Stabby Meccano Day. It's just like
But
whatever.
They're just like
the Jack in the Box, no?
Yeah.
Yep.
Creepy worm guy was Jack in the Box.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was delivered by the DHL guy, which it's all his fault.
Oh, would it have been?
No, he delivered a real present. He just drew their attention to the scary sack of nonsense.
Right.
That's what he said, but we all know they're full of lies.
DHL causes Krampus murders.
So this is the other thing, is that it seemed like everybody is doomed kind of no matter what. And I'm not sure what lesson.
Why torture?
The kid was the only one with Christmas spirit in the first place, and then learned to not be a Grinch for a minute, even though he was just surrounded by assholes. What?
Yeah, I mean, everyone should be murdered except him. Maybe not his sister.
But it also made it clear that it was his fault. So not only does it kill him, but it's your fault that your
kills his family and his neighbors and the DHL driver.
Exactly. It's not your horrible family's fault for being horrible. It's for you. It's your fault.
Yeah, because they made you lose the Christmas spirit. Therefore, we're murdering everybody.
Yeah.
And it's your fault.
Yeah.
That letter was
Actually,
actually
did
really
not
nice.
have a therapist
Like,
appointment
that kid's-
earlier today about this exact thing.
Yeah, you as a child are supposed to just absorb this punishment and thing, and if you have a problem with that, then that's like cosmically terrible.
Mhm.
But adults are allowed to do whatever they want, including bringing shotguns to Christmas.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he did
was
leave them in the
wondering-
car.
Minus parenting.
This is mostly for Alex, but do you think they were hunters because they had guns and weapons in their trunk? Alex.
No, they
were
said they
caught
weren't.
so off guard.
Sorry, not
though.
hunter. Sorry, I'm talking supernatural hunters.
Oh,
No, absolutely.
God.
But also, he fell asleep with his back to the boarded up window.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I was just waiting for.
Dean
the
would never
hands
do that,
that
ever.
Ellen did
No.
now.
Yeah.
In all 400
Exactly.
episodes.
You mean Dean from Gilmore Girls?
No, the other
No,
Dean,
no, Sam's in Gilmore
either.
Girls.
not Dean.
Is he?
But,
Yeah, they both in it.
But he
Also-
played Dean
also they-
on Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, Sam Winchester played Dean on Gilmore Girls.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be great.
It's
Never
like-
watched a single episode of Gilmore
Speaking
Girls.
of
I'm
trivia.
okay.
But
with
yeah,
that.
no Winchester would ever fall asleep with his
No.
back to the.
No,
Yeah,
they
and
would
the
have
first
way
thing
more
they
options.
would do
there's
was put
probably
down a
examples of
circle
it.
of
There's so many
salt.
episodes.
No,
Hello.
they would yell at each other and call each other a dummy or something.
Yeah.
But they'd also figure out what was going on and be like, oh, if this is some sort of weird spirit of Christmas thing, then somebody in this household has lost their faith and we better figure out how to unfuck that situation before these people come down the chimney and eat us.
That would be
They
No
turn
way.
to the 9-year-old and go, "It's your fault."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mistakes were
You
made.
should have absorbed the abuse from your extended family with good humor.
And then
Yeah.
Don't treat
Oh,
back to
Would have killed the
grandma
kid.
having
That's
a
what they
cranky
would've done.
day once her post-war German parents one time were not super enough into the Christmas spirit and didn't dance around enough for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, they're
Yeah, I'm
terrible."
sorry Hitler
Yeah.
ruined my Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Krampus.
Right? Like, hey,
Yeah, but
Kid,
notice it was
what
still
is
the
that
other
for
one that
talking?
made the Jew thing.
That's true. Mm.
I'm gonna give it to German grandma. She
Grandma was one of the good Germans.
she was still fine with
Story.
this is what I'm saying. German grandma didn't in regular movie stakes tropes, didn't do anything wrong. She was just like, man, my parents are Grinches this year and I don't really get it. And then she became inextricably tied to this monster who would
Yeah.
down the line murder the rest of her family. But the
and
movie
it's her
didn't.
fault.
And I'm kind of into that like nihilistic message. If that's what you're doing, is like you could run afoul of this monster at any moment.
Oh
by-
yeah.
by breaking one of its rules, and then your whole family dies. But the movie itself didn't seem to believe that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like no one necessarily, like the kids in it are not necessarily evil or have brought this on themselves,
Right.
but they have to confront it just because
It's
They-
their responsibility.
because it's there. But that's not what this movie was about. This movie was about Christmas spirit not being exposed to a weird like arcane horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does Krampus go to Muslim countries and like, or I don't know, India and and be like, hey,
Right.
we're not
That's his
celebrating
question.
Christmas. Yeah,
I mean,
like
if you haven't lost your Christmas spirit, you seem to be safe, right? So actually,
Yeah,
If you never had
you
it in
have
the
to
first
have it
place.
first.
Is
Okay.
that like you still had to believe in the magic of Christmas and also
Ugh.
like be actively
you're fine.
losing it, right? Like if
Okay.
if you were just an asshole, that's fine. Like that was all I could parse out of it because it was a salad. I wrote down this movie is a salad, but yeah,
That would imply nutrition.
That like what's that?
No, but you don't win friends with it, so it's fine.
Fair enough.
It's
There we go.
an iceberg. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I think the idea was that like you have to buy into it, which gives it its power. So you have to believe in Santa Claus in order to give it power, and then you have to turn that power negative with your like weird choices. So the best thing to do is just not believe in magic of the holidays.
okay.
So if you just think the holidays are terrible,
That's why all
it's
the
a
other
defense
families
against
say it.
Krampus.
In this universe, do you think there's actually a Santa?
Well,
that's
there would have to
the
be.
opposite. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
maybe
like
they-
the Agent Smith to Neo.
Neo. Yeah.
And
But also,
wait,
it's
and
all
Santa's
a
cool
dream.
with this?
So, does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like, is this in
Is it a dream
universe?
or is it?
Right? Yeah.
Well,
Right,
okay,
they
so
all-
so apparently there's two theories about how the movie ends. Because as the movie ends, the last scene is they're in the house, it zooms out, they're in snow globes, and they're in like Krampus's lair, right? And apparently there's two theories about this. One is that they are trapped in reliving Christmas Day over and over and over again, right? The other is that these snow globes are actually just Krampus watching them. So because the kid,
It's
they're on
like
notice
any
now.
9-year-old
The
slip
crystal
up.
ball.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he repented and says, and he's like, no, take me, blah, blah, blah. He understands he wants to save his family. He needs his family. And it's actually that he's like, if you mess up again, that's when I'm going to kill you. Right.
Okay.
So which one do you kind of think it is?
I like the second one.
Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
have a
going with the
question.
second one purely because the whole thing was obnoxious and I can't believe I had to watch it. So at least I want to believe. Yes.
Well,
So
Wait,
they're
is that-
alive and Krampus is just watching over them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
if he fucks it up again.
Now they're all on notice.
Mhm.
They all know.
but okay, if that's the reality, did Grandma's parents actually get killed, or did she dream they got killed?
She never apologized, so that's
okay.
on her then.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
That's
yeah.
why I
Fuck
like
that
it,
little-
because he said
Why
he
did
can't
Krampus
bring
spare
my
her?
family back and take me. 'Cause he
I don't know.
She just
Well,
had to say
actually,
sorry. and-
selflessness won him a reprieve.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you
Comfort
watch the
sacrifice.
movie, like none of the monsters or anything go for him. They go for everybody around him.
Hmm.
Right. So I think if he didn't go out and try to confront Krampus, he would have been left behind like his grandmother was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
But-
was putting out a hit on his family.
Essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Because-
holiday death note.
Just
Like,
that.
Yeah.
He just was scared of them.
Yes. Yeah. Actually.
yeah.
Light.
Hey Jamie, what do you think, Jamie?
Yeah.
What are you asking me? Sorry.
Well, what do you think? We haven't heard from you any comment about this movie from you yet. What do you think?
What I think in general of the movie?
Yeah.
I didn't really like it.
Oh.
It was, I don't know, like I liked parts of it for sure. Like some of it was really cool, like the Jack in the Box and some of those scenes, like I really enjoyed watching. But I don't know, I think what Mike was saying about it just being kind of like confusing as to like what the movie is exactly, and that it feels like it was written in one direction and then kind of went in a different direction. It was like almost hard to follow like what exactly was going on, and just that it wasn't, I don't know, like the cast and everything was just like, it just felt like it was being set up as like a comedy, and then it was dark, but it wasn't dark enough for me to like it, and it wasn't funny enough for me to like laugh at anything. So it was just not like, I don't know, like it was,
It was mediocre.
yeah, it was very mediocre. It wasn't terrible. It was still
Mm.
watchable. Like I got through it, but by the end, I was not even really paying attention anymore. I'm over it, so I didn't really like it that much.
Well, I think too with the end, how it was like what 5 people left, and they just picked everybody off in like 3 seconds.
Well, that
Compared
was the other
to-
thing, too. Yeah, it was so quick, right? It was just like it built up to something, and then it was just so quick. Everybody's just like dead all of a sudden. Like I looked down at my phone and I looked back up, and I was like, "Where did everybody go?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the 3 people doing the "Go On Without Me" like in a sequence in about 90 seconds was probably supposed to be funny, but like we've had we had too many like heartfelt moments about like I'm really glad you learned to use a gun, my democratic brother-in-law, like moments to really like
Yeah, because
take that
Democrats
as,
don't
like,
have guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that black and white.
I will say I felt like I was letting down the side, but that whole thing where the guy's pulling the guns out of the out of the Hummer, and then he hands it to his brother-in-law, who's like, "Oh, it's heavy." He's like, "Yeah, that's Linda's."
Yeah, that was hilarious. And
This is some,
that
weird misogynist bullshit, but also it's like objectively kind of funny.
there were all these wonderful opportunities for continued comedy.
Yeah.
But then they tried to like.
I thought the way it was set up was almost like National Lampoon. Like that's the way it was set up, and that's the direction I thought it was going in. And I was like, I'm ready for this. And then it just wasn't like that at all for the rest of the movie.
Now I know that David Koechner is not the cousin from the Chevy Chase movie, National Lampoon's Vacation, but in my head,
Randy
it really
Quaid.
could be. You could, you switch that out in your head, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, it is.
His casting was not a coincidence.
Also, the casting was, all four of the main actors, they're all really great at acting. So it's been with the writing or just the direction or something.
Yeah.
Like I think not that much was said, and what was said was either boring or slightly offensive, and you're like, okay. I mean, to be honest, I did not think it was going National Lampoon way. Like I did expect more like actual comedy in it. I didn't expect it to be as slapsticky. No, this is the second time I've seen the movie.
Okay.
So I was kind of prepared for it, I suppose, and maybe that's why I liked it better. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
And so so we had seen Anna and the Apocalypse before, so we kind of knew what we were getting into, but didn't know what we were getting into with Krampus. At least on this end, we had not seen Krampus before.
I saw Krampus in theaters, and I was super excited for it, and I kind of just left going meh, or meh to disappointed.
Yeah. The year that this movie, like Krampus, came out at Toronto After Dark, there was a Krampus movie that was a genuine horror movie that we all enjoyed. I feel so. It was like, oh, we can.
That was a Christmas horror story, right?
What was it called? Oh, Christmas horror story.
Was it Mother Krampus? Because that's available on Tubi.
Tubi, the proud sponsor of this podcast.
That's the whole situation. No, but
I checked IMDb, and there are a lot of Krampus movies.
Genuine horror Krampus movies. So when this one came out, it was just like, oh, I don't need two of those in 1 year. And it turns out this one was allegedly a comedy. So I stand by my past self being like, yep.
Yeah, I don't think this should have ever been built as a comedy. I wouldn't call it a drama either. But
it's just a big old mess.
Well, the puppet stuff in the middle is real silly, but like in a fun way. Like I enjoyed the puppet stuff, and that if the movie had that tone the whole time, it would have made more sense with having Adam Scott, Toni Collette, David Koechner, all these people. But all the
you want to be.
Yeah, but then there's a lot of other weird stuff. Like they killed off the daughter for really no reason at the very beginning. And it felt real weird.
And we were supposed to care about that family, but they just were like, yes, young 15-year-old daughter, go out into the blizzard with no way to let us know that you're safe.
Okay.
And then waited 8 hours before they got mad about the 1 hour curfew. Like, obviously,
she thought she was boning.
If it hadn't been a Krampus movie and had just been a blizzard, she would have gotten to the boyfriend's house, and the boyfriend's parents would be like, absolutely not, you're not going home. Why the fuck are you outside in a blizzard? This is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Why do no one in that family know how to dress themselves?
The families do not act appropriate when their children are missing. The Republican family's kid gets taken up the chimney, right? And they're like, let's get to the snowplow.
Fishing for kids.
Yeah. Why did they think that the snowplow was going to work?
I wrote how many people know how to drive stick? And if I got in a snowplow,
the kid
would I know how to drive in the blizzard? I don't think so.
The kid saying, I don't know how to to drive stick was pretty funny. That made me laugh. Him going, I don't know how to drive stick.
10 years old. Does he know how to drive anything?
Yeah, that's why I was
somebody with the
he knows how to drive the Prius or hybrid or whatever he said.
Yeah. He's like, we have a hybrid. But as somebody with a very reasonable grown-up height that is over 5 feet, which is totally a normal grown-up height, I call bullshit on that kid being able to reach the pedals at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, as somebody, like, we all live in Canada. If it's like -20 Fahrenheit and you go like, oh, the keys are in the ignition, that's fine. When you
That's
turn
not
them,
starting.
nothing's gonna happen because it's -20 fucking Fahrenheit. Like,
-20
that's
Fahrenheit's
okay.
colder than
Keep your door
-20.
open.
It's colder than -20 Celsius, right?
Yeah, they were getting frostbite
It
for
is,
being
right?
outside in
So
5
it's
minutes.
really
so-
cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even at -20
4 minutes, sorry.
Celsius, there's no guarantee that those keys, like when you turn those keys at the ignition.
Oh, you mean a car that's just left on for all day and you think is just gonna turn over
yeah, the
real
light's
quick?
been on.
I've never
drained, the
driven a car in my
battery, the
life and
doors
I wouldn't
been
expect
open,
that
like,
to work.
The door's
Yeah,
open. There's a hole in the windshield. Like
Yeah.
the inside is ruined.
Yeah,
you
that
can't
car
see out the front.
Obviously, that's our
The-
savior. We have finally found a way
But, yeah.
out. None of the other
Yeah.
cars work that we have, but the
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
the abandoned snowplow, best bet.
Yeah, we'll
I
plow the
think- I
road,
just
then
think
escape.
Yeah, did they
There
even
is like
try
just a
that?
common thing about like movies made in Hollywood is like no one fucking knows how snow or cold works.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
they're a little bit spotty on the details
He
about
does
some of that
say
stuff.
like,
With, like,
oh, frostbite in
the
4 minutes,
winter-
but nobody like.
Yeah, but like nobody wears like hats usually,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Like
Like-
Anna
All
and
the women were
Apocalypse,
wearing
it looks
hats,
so
and
fake.
the men were not. It seemed, yeah.
Well,
Adam
that
Scott-
happens in most movies. Like I hate movies where there's war and the man, or like Game of Thrones is a good example. They're in the north of the wall. What's his name? He's not wearing a helmet. His ears are frozen off. Like he's not
Yeah.
wearing anything, so you can see his full hair. Like movies do that all the time. It always bugs me.
I
It's
mean,
true. The Anna and the Apocalypse, it's like ridiculous. Like the scenes, it's like it looks like it's been filmed in like Florida or something, and it's like the fakest snow like everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then just like
oh yeah.
they're wearing like these like light coats, unzipped, no gloves, no hats, just
Mhm.
like going around in the snow. At one point, they're lying in the snow. It's like, no, you can't wear
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
scene where
she
they
sits
have
up and her
the
ponytail's not wet, and it's like, oh, some poor
Yeah.
bastard is like behind the camera with a fan and a pile of confetti.
But it's
Sorry,
also
And
like
then it
people
looks
that
like confetti.
lie.
But also, that's kind of in keeping with the film.
Yeah, Mike's been trying to get something in there. What was that?
Oh, that yeah, they were lying in the snow and all they had was a shirt on. So it's like they don't even know what snow is. Like you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Nope, never would.
But Krampus, like, I think they did a better job. I mean, obviously, her budget.
It looks like a blizzard.
It
sort of,
looks like a blizzard.
Yeah.
Tracy, is there a trivia question about the snow in Krampus?
I was literally just about to write one, and now I'm not going to because
Never mind. I'll
you
ruined
shush.
just
it.
something. No.
One thing
Josh,
that
you're ruining it.
It was made out of material they make diapers
Diapers
out
out of, yeah.
of. That's what
I
you
was
were really
like,
going to
oh,
put that
that's-
down?
I
That's
was
so
literally
funny.
about to write that. And I was like, nope, okay.
It sounds.
What other trivia can we ruin?
I just about Krampus, I did have a note just because they find in I think in the snowplow or in the DHL truck, one or the other, there's a pile of gifts. And then there's a gift when they go to the boyfriend's house that's just like on the ground. And because we had already been thinking about the snowman because of all the snowmen, I was really enjoying writing a parallel movie, like a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern movie that is a serial killer that is killing all of these missing people and hiding like individual personalized clues inside all of these gift wrap presents, and
Yeah.
then is like increasingly frustrated when family members keep like completely disregarding the clues that the serial killer is like I put
The
it
box
in a
right there,
box
go for the
above
box.
on the seat of the car that she found, which is the last place that she's been found. How could you just stepped over my clue? It took me 3 hours to
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
I feel like there's a great
Everywhere
parallel
you
movie to be
go.
made there.
I mean, I'd watch it. It'd be great.
They should have done an X and a Pearl. Like, as they're filming Krampus, they're also filming a side movie.
I
about the
haven't seen
serial
Pearl
killer.
yet.
Yes,
Gotta watch Pearl.
I'm so excited.
I haven't seen Pearl yet. I've seen X, which I
Yeah.
loved. I haven't seen Pearl yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, X.
I don't know.
Fun.
Like just the trailers for those two movies make me uncomfortable. I'm like,
Well, you
I
don't
don't
like
think I could
horror.
do these two. Yeah.
You don't
that's
like
true.
horror movies, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
no.
You don't
Yeah.
don't watch them. It's okay.
Okay, good.
You
There
can
are
just
plenty of
pretend you
other
don't like
movies
all the other
you can
genres.
enjoy.
You don't have to watch horror movies.
Sorry,
Well,
it took
that's the thing. Every once in a while, there's a horror movie that comes out that I actually want to watch. Like Hereditary has been on my list for years now, but I cannot.
Really?
Bring
That
myself
one? I mean, I love
watch
Hereditary, but I
When
don't know if
you
can watch
do
it.
you want to watch? Okay,
Tell us when you're ready.
Tell us when you're ready, or if we can, or you also never watching Hereditary is a safe
Acceptable?
and
It's
Valid
a
choice.
valid choice. But if you want to watch Hereditary and you want us to help facilitate that in any way, we would love to do that.
I
Tracy,
feel like
it's-
if I did do that, I would be sitting there and everybody would just be staring at me, and I watch the movie to be like, "Is she,
No,
is she okay?"
Oh, the
everybody
scene's
was
coming
staring
up,
at
the scene's
movie
coming
because
up.
The movie's fucked up.
Tracy, a movie I think you would like is *Malignant*. Because it's
Malignant.
horror, but it's like
Malignant's bonkers town.
it's my favorite movie of last year. I love *Malignant*.
Never heard of
nice.
it.
Oh, good, and don't
I
look
haven't
anything up
watched it
about
yet. I'm
it.
excited.
Just watch it.
All right.
Just watch
It's
it.
bonkers town.
It's bonkers.
Okay.
Yeah, Josh is
Oh,
100%
also,
right. It is.
if you
It is
do
so
watch
insane.
it's like if you don't like Polanski or like I don't know, another, like it's more psychological, so it's like maybe you don't want to watch it. Or
Yeah, but those are the scariest, like horror movies where it's just like jump scares and like random dude with like a knife going.
I wouldn't
Those
say
are
that's
not
Malignant.
as scary
There's
as
some
like
Yeah.
actual
crazy scenes in
psychological
it and some
horror
gore,
and
but-
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit of a lapsed horror fan. Like I used to see a lot of them. I used to go to like all the TIFF Midnight Madness things, but I've just my stomach is not in it anymore. Like I've gotten a lot more squeamish in my old age.
Mhm.
And I also think that there's a lot of, like, some of the violence is a little too real
Yeah.
for me in some of these, that it just makes me uncomfortable. And that seems to be a trend more in the last few years.
If
That
it's a
I've
torture
that I've
porn
sort
movie,
of,
and I realize it, I'll turn it off. Like,
yeah, I mean,
No, I
that's
hate
not
to-
fun to me anymore.
Malignant is fun. It's violent and has like melodrama-y stuff in it, but it's super silly. Like
Malignant
it's
is
really
an
crazy.
80 or 90s B or C movie made
Yeah.
very well. Like let's see, a B or C horror movie made so well. Like
Yeah,
it's some of the
if you watch-
shots.
The Faculty and go, man, I wish this had more money in it. That's exactly.
And more Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Well, then I could definitely watch
Oh,
*Malignant* then.
excited.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
You got me.
I think you would like *Malignant*, but just do not look anything up about it. Just put it on.
Okay, that'll be easy. Because in
Doing
like
it
10
live,
minutes, I'm gonna
right?
be like, "What movie were they talking about?" And then I'll go through editing it, and I'll be like, "Oh, I should remember that movie." And 10 minutes later, I'll be like, "What were they talking about?" I'm like, it's fine, whatever.
And
It's
3
just-
weeks later, I'll be like, Tracy, did you watch *Malignant*? Can we watch it yet? Have you talked to? Can we talk?
Yeah,
about
let's
it?
just have a *Malignant* party.
It's Justin Lin,
Tracy-
right?
Or
Wait,
something.
isn't it Wong? Justin Wong. Oh shit!
Which
What?
one is it?
It's the guy who does The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. It's the Conjuring guy. It's not the
I
Fast
thought
and the
it
Furious
was.
guy.
But
God,
didn't
I
he
hope
also
not.
do one of the Fast and
Oh, I
Furious?
thought it was Conjuring.
No, the Fast and Furious guy also makes horror movies. Like the guy that
It's
made
James
like Fast-
Wan.
James Wan.
James
Yeah.
Wan, Lights Out, got it, and everything
Yes.
else. But most
But-
recent.
Yeah.
Oh, his new movie
Nope.
Megan looks amazing. I'm seeing that in theaters.
Yes!
'Cause
Oh,
I-
that
I-
looks
Oh,
crazy.
the one?
I regret so
I will
much. I didn't
watch
see
that
Malignant
one.
in theaters.
Yeah.
Sorry, I made
I
this a
don't know. It
*Malignant*
looks-
podcast.
Looks like
Just
it's gonna
watch it,
be.
Jason.
I don't know. It's weird.
I
It's
feel
annoying.
like it's gonna be like just flat out ridiculous. Like it's just gonna have like, what is happening here right now?
It would be fun
I-
to see in Scarborough or somewhere like a small theater where like it's just average teenagers and just that energy. It'd be like one of those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty, but not at home.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
better with people. I think I've seen it 4 or 5 times. I love it.
Yeah, I find horror in a theater when you have like audience participation is much easier to take than if you're at home by yourself at like it's like midnight and you're just like, oh, what's this movie? And then you start watching it and you're just like, and now my life is ruined. Yay.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's not
It-
fun.
Definitely.
There's a
Phenomenal.
big thing about the fact that Lee and I can watch movies together, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a
Yeah.
huge.
Although I remember, if you'll indulge me a story, after we watched *Hereditary*,
Oh yeah.
because we had both been at work, and then Mike had biked to work that day, and I transit into work. We went after work to watch this movie, and then I don't know, Alex, if you were with us.
I was with you.
Yeah, you were with us in the theater, but then Mike and I went home. Mike was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna bike home. I'll meet you there." So I like took transit home with like hereditary uneasiness, like still kind of like hovering around me like a cloud, and I was like on my phone looking up reviews and just like being disconcerted. But I got home before Mike did and just turned on every light in the entire apartment. And then also was just like sitting on the couch wide-eyed when he got home.
Leah,
Like,
were you going
God,
like
is that
this?
for you? Okay, do we have some kind of a check word for this kind of thing? Is it Cristo? What's happening? Yeah.
The dollhouse of your entire apartment, just right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Gave you a burn. What are you doing here? Hereditary.
Well,
I'm glad I don't understand that reference. Thanks.
So we all saw Oculus together at Midnight Madness, and it was completely terrifying. And then, like,
Mike
I
Flanagan.
don't know, a year and a half later or something, this is when Leah and Mike and I all still lived together. I got home, I don't know, I was probably working a show or something. I got home like at 1:30 in the morning or whatever. And I just like narrowly doing my thing. I put the key in the lock, I go into the hall, and there's just like this little petite commotion in my living room, and then Mike and Leah are both just like, ah! I'm like, what the fuck? You're still up, all the lights are off, what's going on? And they were like, I think genuinely mad at me that I had frightened them by like entering my own home because they were watching Oculus for the
I was so
second.
scared.
We were watching Oculus. We had already seen it, but we were so
You know what
anxious.
happened. But also,
We were so scared. I was so
Yeah, but
scared.
that's like,
No, they were not happy at
it's a
all.
good movie when you know what's happening, but you still get that like that emotion
Yeah.
and the tenseness.
Yeah.
You're like, you've done something right. You've
oh,
done
that
it
movie is absolutely
correctly.
terrifying. It even scared me the first time, and that's like almost impossible.
Mhm.
But yes.
Mhm.
Anyway, but yes, no, they were like very disgruntled that I had the nerve to come home to my own home while they were watching Oculus for a second time.
How
I was
dare
just
you?
terrified, is all.
So, you could have texted first, is all.
It's like
Don't
the time
care.
that I was in college at home alone watching Ringu, and my roommate called because we had a landline. She called the landline to see if I needed anything because she was on her way home. She was a great roommate. And I had several heart attacks in a row and then picked up my phone with some colorful profanity.
So
Don't you
my
dare say
question.
7 days.
So we're gonna bring this back to the news. So my question is, are there any actually good holiday horror movies?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Canadian one, the guy that
Black
did
Christmas.
yeah,
Multiple?
that one.
But
Yeah,
it's it Black Christmas?
Well, I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas is a classic, right? Like, if you're
Yeah, but it's
asking,
not-
Silent Night,
does
Deadly Night.
any single one exist? No, but I understand the
Garbage
spirit
Day.
of the question, but like
The
the
Lodge.
letter of the question is, do any exist? And yes,
Yes.
the answer is yes.
I mean, neither of these were technically horror anyway.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I
They
would.
weren't
I mean,
scary.
Horror adjacent.
Yeah.
I guess
Jason,
A
yes.
Nightmare
I would call them
Before
both horror
Christmas
movies,
counts,
but
Really?
And,
A Nightmare Before Christmas counts as like a horror Christmas movie? Really?
I
Was that
think
People are
well, for
weenies.
kids, yeah, why not?
dark, man.
Alright.
Yeah, there's some dark stuff in there.
Oogie Boogie scared
Oogie
me
Boogie.
until
Oh.
I was a teenager, for sure.
Yeah, turning into the bug.
Also,
He's
I
so
just have
cute.
one Krampus specific note about Oogie Boogie, which is okay. So the first time that the Jack in the Box showed up, it was
Yeah.
under the car, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh, "It's gonna be a baby monster. It's gonna be so cute. It's gonna be weird Jack in the Box doll." And then the second time, I was like, "What is this weird Slurm Queen blanket fort?" Bizarre giant monster. Same Jack in the Box doll. But it was totally worth it to watch the thing try to like haul itself nose first into the vents. It
Yeah.
looked exactly like Sandy Claus going down Oogie Boogie's pipe
Yeah.
into his room. Yeah.
Oh, I had a question about that. Also, they put the dog into the vents, and the
Yeah.
dog climbs vertically into
Yeah.
Apparently.
What was the reasoning of that? Hey, dog, go get this monster.
Yeah, immediately
tell us what
dies,
the-
and it's the same kid's fault.
Yeah, like it's not a German Shepherd.
Well, the
Like, what are
geography
they?
of their house
It's a
made
pug.
no sense.
What are you thinking it's gonna do to it?
But yeah,
They just sent that dog to its death.
They didn't have a second floor over their living room. except that they
But that was a giant house.
Well,
It was
the
like the
second
Home
floor
Alone
was
house.
So we're
It's
the
like
second floor was like a hallway, and everything went off to the sides, but you never
but
saw
the-
those doors open. And then at the
But
end of the hall was like the stairs to the attic for some reason.
When they show the outside of the house, it's like a height, like the whole thing is the same height, but they kept hearing like the stomping on the roof, which was above the living room ceiling.
From
So like
the
Yeah.
first floor.
living
Yeah.
room was on the ground floor, but also on the attic level. Like there was some
Yeah,
real
yeah.
Seinfelding happening in the
Also, as a drawing from my own experience, if there was no heat in that house and they kept opening the fucking door and the fire was not roaring the whole time, there was no steam coming from their, like no breath, like visible breath coming from their mouths the whole time. Which the only time
there was like two
upstairs when it was
scenes
supposed
when
to be
there was.
magical.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll save
And
the
That's when you know if a
trivia
movie's
about
actually
been
filmed
in
in
that
winter.
exact situation where Toni Collette is like, how do we handle Christmas
Yeah,
without
you
power or
have been-
water? Or you go to the Newmarket Comfort Inn pet friendly wing and you grab their last two remaining rooms is what you do. And you have cold cuts for Christmas dinner and also sushi and also liquor until somebody gets into a screaming fight and somebody else has to moderate or the other things happen.
No, that's the only thing that happened.
Yeah, you can't just.
But you go to a hotel.
Yeah.
But
You can't have a baby in
In the
those
house, it's too
circumstances.
cold.
That
To
kid
go
would
back to
have
the
Sorry.
to go back to the dog thing for a second. Sean, you were saying it's a pug. What do you expect it to do? And this is one of the I don't know. He said a pug. Whatever.
Oh, sorry, Bulldog. My bad.
My point is that like this is part of the thing about the tone, right? Is that the dog was supposed to be like a it's actually not a tough dog. It looks like a tough dog, but actually it's kind of like, a marshmallow. But then it saves its owner by eating one of the cookies.
Only because it was a
it's like-
cookie.
Right,
Yeah.
but then they're like, well, I guess it murders monsters now, and then they send it up to the worm, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
kill
just-
something
it's
10
so-
times your size.
right.
Get our
We don't
children
know
back.
there's a
Like,
dog
what?
until several scenes after that family has arrived. I don't think.
I probably would see it. Man.
No,
You missed that there was a baby and.
Oh no! When they opened the door, you see the
dog come in?
dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
busy
Toni
having
Collette's
holiday
character
based
complains
panic
about it.
attacks.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I missed a
It's
bunch of
like
it.
I think that they did establish more in that scene than you absorbed, only because of yeah.
I was not
Because
having
a lot was happening in that scene, to be honest.
yeah.
My lady friend who watched both of these with me, God bless her heart, who loves me very much and I love her, thank you,
Very patient.
and she pointed out, the scene where like the grandma like stays behind in the house when everyone leaves, and she like boards up the door behind her and they're like, let us in, you can't stay behind. She rightfully pointed out that there's a giant hole in the house just a little bit to the right.
Yeah. It's where all the
that
elves
door
came in,
is
right?
completely useless.
Yeah.
Yep.
As a new homeowner, this movie made me very anxious about just like, did the brother-in-law have to shoot a shotgun at the hardwood kitchen floor to discharge a couple of gingerbread men?
Hit it with a butt of your gun.
Well, that's the thing. I was
It's
thinking,
a cookie.
shotgun seems kind of extra for a couple of cookies. I think you could.
Yeah.
like,
Right?
take it.
And I'm sorry, one
Especially
shotgun
because
blast
they're
would probably hit
trying
all
to
two of them.
conserve
There was two of them, right, coming at him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have tried to eat them.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you had
I
just
wouldn't
gotten.
know. Evil Dead 2, you don't want one of those things in your stomach. Like,
Mm.
when Ash gets anyway, sorry.
Maybe it was
Oh,
just
no, I get
salt.
it.
Firing the nail
Maybe
gun
he-
at him. There's a mallet on the counter, and he's trying to conserve ammo. So instead of grabbing the mallet and just grinding them to dust, he just like blows a bunch of shotgun shells right into a nice kitchen.
He
Yeah.
probably
Maybe it was salt shot and he was trying to season them.
Ooh,
Oh, God.
Can't let a good meal go to waste.
No.
it stings.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if a gingerbread cookie tried to kill me, I would probably also overreact. But
Mhm.
Oh, that's true. It is like a
Alex,
supernatural.
please
I
don't
never
grab your
pretended
shotgun
to
and try and
laugh,
shoot it.
So
I'd
I mean,
probably-
in a way, they are trying to kill me.
And slowly.
you expect it to be a slow motion.
With their
situation,
deliciousness.
not a, like coming at your face scenario. Yeah.
So I have a question. So when all of like the minions of like Krampus show up and
I love
come
that
in,
movie.
doesn't it remind everybody of like Labyrinth, like the weird little things in Labyrinth? Like I just got like flashes of Labyrinth.
But there was no David
I
Bowie.
literally
dick.
said, "You have no power over me."
Yes.
When the kid was being held by Krampus, and
Oh,
I was
really?
like, "Oh yeah," but that would require a cohesive narrative about what the threat is and what the monster is.
Yeah.
And
Like,
Krampus isn't trying to sleep
like
with a
milk,
young
I'm
Jennifer
like-
Connelly.
I'm lactose intolerant.
My very beautiful and astute girlfriend pointed out the exact same thing about Labyrinth. She's like, as soon as the elves left with the baby, she's like, "So this is just Labyrinth now?" So she is. I'm gonna say that she is very much on your side, Tracy, on that one.
Josh, you got to make her listen to this podcast. You get some
Oh,
bonus
she
points.
will.
Hi.
Hi.
He's blowing
Maybe-
kisses at the camera right now.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
It's lazy writing, and then they just literally paste together a bunch of things and thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie
I
had
don't know.
potential, and I so disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Even despite the fact I'm complaining this much, I don't think I hate this movie as much as everybody else does.
Well, if each of those three,
I would definitely watch Anna and the Apocalypse multiple times
Agreed.
before I watch it again.
I
Yeah, I
disliked
agree.
this movie, but I found it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I'd watch either of these movies again.
Yeah, that's fair. I probably won't ever watch either.
I'll watch
Like,
Anna
if-
again for sure.
Yeah, like if I was somewhere and either of these movies was on, I'd be like, fine. I wouldn't like pick up and be like, what are you watching this garbage for? Blah, blah, blah. Or it's the
Punch
greatest
it,
movie
though.
ever, blah, blah, blah.
Now,
But
if
if they put it on, I'll be like, yeah, all right.
I
You know,
will
if-
watch the Hebrew Hammer again, though. That was really amazing. It should be next year. Everybody should have to watch Hebrew Hammer. It's
Is
so
that
good.
with the guy from The Big Bang Theory? Is he the Hebrew Hammer?
No, it's
In
the
Severance.
guy.
Okay, then I've not seen it then.
Oh no, he's the guy that dies in Saving Private Ryan. You know, he gets knifed.
Yes. What's his name?
Okay.
Oh, that's one of the worst death scenes ever.
His
Goldberg.
name is Adam Goldberg.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's so
I-
good.
It sounds so familiar.
it was from like 2001 or something.
When you see his picture, you'll know. You'll see.
2003.
Oh,
The Bear Jew?
The Bear Jew.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like I've talked about this movie at some point? in
Yeah,
time
I've
before?
seen this movie.
I think everybody's kind of talked about it somewhere.
But why
I
would
have
I have
never
talked
seen
about
this
this movie? Andy Dick and Judy
You
Greer
have
are in this
podcast about
movie.
movies. You talk about movies all the time.
All the time.
I mean, I know I made a joke about it earlier, but a Hebrew Hammer Undercover Brother double feature might be pretty good.
Oh God, no! Please
It's about
don't.
time to reboot Undercover Brother.
That would
No,
be
it's
good.
not. Never is.
That's a pretty funny movie.
Is it though? Is
The white guy is putting mayo on toast or every sandwich.
Sean,
I use
Sean,
that joke
I think at
just
this
because of that
point,
movie.
if the only black person on the podcast is like, hey, maybe it's not great. It's like maybe don't push it too hard.
I'm not even going to have a judgment. I'm just saying those two next to each other might be fun.
Yeah. No, I'm also
So
sitting
I'm
next to
Undercover
my
Brother Stan.
Jewish
I love
wife
that movie.
being like, hey, maybe we don't have to watch the Hebrew Hammer.
We can watch it, but you know.
Or
Yeah,
Undercover
we
Brother.
could, but
Thank
we
you.
don't have to.
God.
Oh dear.
It's
Yes.
the person that put the Hebrew Hammer on was a girl Rachel that I work with, and she's like full on
Rachel, eh?
But she was loves musicals, and then she was like, I gotta watch this, and then she made us all watch Hebrew Hammer.
Oh yeah.
Wait, is it a musical?
There's
No,
somebody.
no.
There's a character credited as the ADL chairman, and Ed Koch seems to play himself. So. it seems
All
like a
right.
weird movie.
It's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. It's
So
fun.
I was recently sent a trailer for a movie to watch on our next bad movie night with some friends. It's called Soul Man. It's from the 80s.
Oh no.
And it's a rich guy at Harvard, a rich kid at Harvard. His dad cuts him off. And
Yeah,
he's
that's-
like, how am I going to pay for Harvard now? And then he learns about affirmative action. So
Oh my
he puts on
God.
blackface and he gets
Oh
a
my
grant
God.
from the NAACP or something to stay at Harvard.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we have to watch this
Hebrew
movie.
Hammer's not like that.
Oh my god.
Doesn't feel it.
It's called Soul
I'm
Man.
not co-signing this
James
one.
Earl Jones is in that movie.
Yes, he's in the trailer too. I'm like, wow, 80s Hollywood.
Is
Oh
Ted
my
Danson in
God.
it too?
No, Leslie Nielsen
Wait.
is.
That's a deep cut reference for somebody.
No, I got you.
Oh, thank
Don't
you.
get that one.
Okay, cool.
And Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, I'm not-
Why? Okay.
Yeah.
No. I will not be watching this one.
No?
No. That doesn't seem right.
Hey, what about some trivia? Some
Yeah.
questions.
Oh yes, trivia. Christmas quiz part 2. Bonus
Yeah.
round. Ba-da-ba. All right. Okay, so there's like no, I took out that question. Okay, that's fine. So 1, 2.
Sorry.
4. Okay, so there's 1 2-part question. So it works. It works. I think it works. Okay. All right. Question number 1. This isn't the first time Paul Kaye, who plays Mr. Savage, is killed by a zombie on screen. He was also killed by one on which show?
Josh.
No.
Sean.
The
Supernatural.
Walking Dead.
Incorrect.
Guessing that.
Ooh.
Supernatural.
Incorrect.
Good guess.
Josh.
Josh.
I'll say Buffy.
Incorrect.
That's
Oh,
what I was gonna say.
It's got to be one of those, something like that.
oh, wait. Tracy's asking the question. I mean, I didn't look it up, but think who's asking the question. There's a show we're missing.
Oh, is
I
it a
can't
con?
say it. Wait, can I go again?
No, we waiting for Alex or Jamie or Mike and Leah.
True Blood. I don't know.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I got
Got
nothing.
any guesses? Got nothing.
Nothing.
Got nothing? Oh, it's
Give
Game
it
of
to
Thrones.
Sean.
Give it to Sean.
Sean?
Was he in
X-Files?
No.
Oh shit!
Is it
I
an
thought-
episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, like
No.
season 7, when they had
Yeah.
when it turned into a zombie ship for some reason?
That would be
And-
Enterprise. There is a zombie involved.
No, it was just the one where it turned into an Aztec temple or whatever the hell
Oh
that
god,
stupid
that was so
episode was.
bad. Oh.
It's Game of Thrones.
Oh, I forgot about
Who's he in
zombies.
Game of Thrones?
There were
Yeah.
zombies
Look,
in Game
they're
of
called
Thrones?
whites
You should just
because
guess.
we're not about to base ourselves our dark
The
fantasy
zombies.
series, not base ourselves with having zombies. They're called
I-
whites.
I really wish they had
Uh.
stopped saying zombies in the apocalypse. It bothered me every time.
They
It
said
really,
zombie?
Every time they said zombie, it really made my skin crawl. Like it is don't say the Z word is 100% correct. Because it's ridiculous.
See, I disagree because if it's our universe
You're not.
and a zombie apocalypse happens, everyone, even the lamest person, layman who doesn't know anything about horror, is going to know what a zombie is.
Oh no,
I know what
I
you
was
mean.
thinking
The
the
dead
amount
start
of
walking. Zombies.
it's like in a zombie movie, the amount of times they say zombie in a zombie movie,
Yeah.
there must be a limit of like 10 or something. Like it would get annoying after a while. Everybody always saying zombie.
Yeah.
Zombie
didn't bug
this,
me.
zombie that. Oh my god.
I'm getting tired of saying it now.
Pandemic that.
Yes.
Back to buttholes.
All right.
That's right.
Question number 2. Okay. Besides being both Christmas/horror movies, these two films have another connection. Toni Collette and Paul Kaye were both in this British TV show.
Who's Paul Kaye?
The same Mr. Savage, the same guy
Oh.
from the last question.
Oh.
Clearly the most interesting character.
Clearly. He was the only guy I could find interesting things about. I was like,
Was
oh,
Collette-
he's been in
was
stuff.
Toni Collette in a detective show or something?
She was not she was, I'll give you a hint. She was a therapist in this show.
Sopranos.
So that makes it British.
It's a
I'll show myself.
a British Sopranos. That's funny.
See, now this is what happens when
Oi.
you ruin questions for me, and then I have to get hard questions. Okay.
Thanks, Josh.
Sorry.
How dare you show up to a podcast
that was-
recording prepared?
that was my British Sopranos, by the way. Oi!
Hey, okay, 2 questions.
Put myself up.
The show was called. Oh my god!
Boy myself a gun. Boy myself a gun.
I guess
The
that's
show.
very much Sopranos, like British Sopranos.
The show is called Wanderlust. There you go.
Never even heard of it.
I only know
Yep.
Wonder Falls.
No, that's
Also
a
a TV
very
I
different
am-
show.
Familiar with it as part of the
Oh, we lost somebody.
That's my
the universe that also includes the pie maker. Breaking
Pushing Daisies.
Pushing
Pushing
Daisies.
Daisies.
Yeah, it's the same
I got that.
the same guy who made Hannibal.
Brian Fuller.
Oh.
Fuller. It's the Fullerverse.
Brian
It's part of the
Fuller.
Fullerverse.
What? Brian Fuller?
Right? Am I right?
He made
Wanderlust.
Devin Fuller?
No, Wonder Falls, my dumb reference.
Wonder
I was
Falls.
just pulling out of my
Oh.
butt. You mean
So what color is Josh's butthole?
Not everyone was keeping up with canceled late 90s, early 2000s NBC dramas?
Apparently not.
Is that
No,
not-
I'm
no?
sorry.
No, but
You got to
it's
specialize in just a
yeah,
couple.
it's part of the Brian Fullerverse.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh. Star
I
Trek,
love
Brian
Pushing
Fuller.
Daisies.
Star Trek Discovery, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was on
No.
Voyager too. I think he's something to do with Voyager.
Weird. Yeah, no, he did stuff with Voyager
Yeah,
as well.
He was a Voyager writer.
Yeah, but then he became one of the producers and then ruined everything. So it's fine. It's fine. We're good.
Wait, a Voyager or Discovery? Or just Star Trek in general?
Discovery.
Yeah.
Discovery. Just anyway.
No, he was only on like the first episode.
You hated Discovery from the beginning.
No.
Tracy has some good
Season-
points about Discovery though.
Season
I'm
one.
not saying it's good. I'm saying that it was good and then he ruined it. It's like
No.
that doesn't match with my experience of listening to blow by blow episode recounts of Discovery with Tracy.
Mike's like, I
which
just
is
want to play
that
a board
this
game.
show is terrible from the jump. I'm not defending the show in any way. I'm saying that like her saying it was ruined maybe doesn't match my experience of her
Okay,
experience.
so I think you're misunderstanding what I am saying. Because Discovery was like his baby kind of thing. And because he came deeper and had more control into the Star Trek universe with this show, I am blaming him for it's being bad. It is in all of it. Not he came in like season 2 or whatever. No.
And
in general.
that's totally fine. Fair enough. I remember it was like 4 episodes.
Except for the
in,
costuming.
this
That
show
is the best
shit.
part of the show.
That's right. That was on Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's fantastic. Which actually was a great show. I really like Strange
No,
New
it
Worlds.
is. It's
very good.
Sorry,
I
Jamie.
really like
It is
it.
the first,
Especially the costumes.
It's probably the best season of first season of a Star Trek ever.
Yeah.
Star Trek show.
The beauty of
I
the
will agree with
costumes
that.
only outmatched by the department that made them.
And the wonderful people who populate it.
Mhm.
Another blow and a kiss to the camera.
Things
Okay, so Mike's phone battery died, so I don't know if that means he's coming back or not. He just said my battery died, which also means I would
about to die too.
Oh, don't you guys have like plugs to plug
joking.
things in?
Or laptops?
She's like, I'm over Star Trek. Woo, done.
Battery's dead. Gotta go.
Boo. Okay, so sadly we lost Mike, but we're gonna go to the next question. Though it is set in Random Town, USA, Krampus was actually filmed in what country?
No.
John.
Canada?
Incorrect.
Josh.
Suck at trivia.
Josh.
I'm just gonna say Romania.
Incorrect.
Everything is shot in Romania.
Anyone else?
Germany.
Nope. Sorry, Jamie. No. I feel
But
mean
yeah.
yelling incorrect all the time. I don't know why.
That's your job.
Yeah, I guess.
It's because
yeah,
you enjoy it, isn't it?
It is.
That's why you feel bad.
Alex, you want to name a country?
Bulgaria.
No, incorrect. There you
Josh, Tracy also runs a little league team, and her favorite part of the job is cutting players.
go. Cut. You're cut. Get out of here. You're cut.
You're
Every
cut.
coach's favorite job.
Hey,
What
do
are
The
you
you
easiest part of every coach's job.
do you still believe in Santa? Yes.
He's
Well, your
alright.
family's gonna die.
Mike and Leah, any guesses?
We're currently Googling, so if
That is cheatery.
I'm currently Googling,
you
so
Googling?
yeah. If you want to snake us,
Poland.
otherwise we'll be correct.
Sorry, Leah, that is incorrect. It was
Can we just say
actually
countries
filmed-
now?
Snowy
It-
Mexico.
Oh, you guys want to pick another place? Go
United
ahead.
States.
United Kingdom.
Nope. No, everybody's wrong. Mm-mm.
Where do they
Argentina.
film stuff?
No.
For tax breaks.
Azerbaijan.
New
Greenland.
Zealand.
Jamie is correct with New Zealand.
Oh.
She
But I
Googled
did-
Oh, no
it.
wonder they had so much trouble with the snow.
Oh, apparently that Rogers connection kind of keeps up at some points, I
I
guess.
didn't
Why would you?
Why did it
Why
take
would
Mike
you
so
shoot
long
a
to do
snowy movie in New Zealand?
Why would you
Apparently,
not?
it was
Tag
mostly
break.
filmed. It was mostly filmed on a sound stage, except for the opening sequence with like the rushing people, quote unquote, Black Friday, whatever. That was filmed in
Yeah.
an actual department store. That was
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Well-
shocked it's not filmed like in LA. Like
Why the
most of the movie takes place in a house.
Cast to New Zealand.
Tax credit.
But that also makes actually, yeah. There's actually a really good YouTube documentary about how the Hobbit movies really changed like the politics of making movies in New Zealand.
Mhm.
Like not the New Zealand or not the Lord of the Rings movies, the Hobbit movies, where they were
Yeah.
basically just like, oh well, we'll just let them do whatever they want and bust all the unions, so that they can continue coming here.
Yep.
But to go back to like the Bulgaria Romanian jokes,
Yeah.
we at this year's After Dark, we watched a movie that was about a training school for Catholic exorcists, and they ended up shooting in one of these Eastern European countries. I
Bulgaria,
can't
I
remember.
think it was.
Romania, Bulgaria, yeah, something.
Alex?
And they
I think it was
so-
Bulgaria.
Yeah, and so like it was because they were like, oh yeah, it's super cheap to shoot here,
Also,
everything's
just
great.
post-pandemic.
And it was post-pandemic, so that they're like they can open up. But then they had to tell the producers, it's like, we're an Orthodox country. There isn't the old school Catholic.
We don't really have
like-
Catholic
like,
church
that-
architecture.
Yeah, that you're
Oh.
looking for here. So you have to bring that all yourself.
Oh my God.
It's a great
Sorry.
deal of styrofoam set pieces.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was very enjoyable. I liked it a lot.
It was an enjoyable
was great,
movie, but it was
That's
just
one
like
of
one
the
of
ones
those
I missed,
things where it's like,
unfortunately.
I guess we're shooting our terrifying Blizzard movie in New
Mm.
Zealand.
New Zealand.
And we're shooting our Catholic exorcist movie in
In
Bulgaria.
I do also have another piece of trivia about that. So you were complaining before how when they're out in the cold, half the time you don't see like their breath coming out or whatever. So when you do see the breath, that was all done post-production, and they did this by putting people in freezers, filming them saying the lines, and then editing the smoke coming out of their mouth into the movie.
Huh.
That's how they did it.
A level of detail that I was not expecting from this movie,
yeah.
having
But
done
also-
some dialogue coaching.
You can
That's
do
a lot of
anything
level
with
of
actors when
dumb,
they're
but-
unionized.
That's true.
That was
I
one
watch
of the
a- oh,
pieces
sorry.
of trivia I didn't want to bring up in fear of
Okay.
it being one of the questions. It seems so
Aw.
incredibly unnecessary.
It
Because
does,
first of
right?
all, it looked super fake in the movie.
Mhm.
And second of all, you could just say it was windy so you wouldn't see the breath. Because you don't see breath when it's windy.
Mhm.
Mm.
Inside the
Right.
house, though?
Inside the house, you're right. Yeah.
Notice that.
I mean, we're talking
But they
about
didn't
magic,
put
so-
it into the house anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I notice
you
it in every single Hallmark movie, Christmas Hallmark movie I watch, which I watch a lot in December. And you can tell
course,
they're
you
all
shot in
filmed.
Utah.
They're all
Yeah.
filmed in like Utah in the summer.
Nope. A lot of them were shot in Manitoba, and they employed my uncle and. But
I'm supporting your uncle, Mike.
They're often probably shot in Manitoba in the summer. So
Oh, yeah, no,
Nobody
it's always
goes
the
to
summer.
Manitoba in the winter unless they get
It looks-
stuck there.
It looks the same though.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to Christmas Town, USA in the dead of winter, and it's just a little bit of snow sprinkled on the street.
You're like, no, that's not how that is.
It always makes you laugh.
All right. Question. This one is a two-parter, and I feel sorry if nobody gets it besides Sean. I apologize. Here comes the Star Trek question. Woo!
Christmas guitar is ready.
Adam Scott has appeared in what Next Generation film? No. Sean.
First Contact. He is Worf's helmsman in the Defiant.
Son of a bitch. All right, he gets 2 points for that. I didn't get to ask the second part of the question.
The second part of the question was the Defiant.
Yeah,
he has like
what
2
ship was he
scenes.
flying? Yeah.
The Defiant.
Fucking dork.
Tracy, you also mentioned this. You and I don't know who the guest was. Mentioned this 3 or 4 episodes.
Don't listen to me there.
Yeah. So that triggered.
I'm proud of you.
That blew my mind that Adam Scott was in a Star Trek movie.
Correct. I'm still giving it to you, even though he's considered the con officer, not the pilot.
Oh, I just say helmsman.
FYI.
Well, how can you tell? He's one anyway.
Stolen valor.
All right, that's the only Star Trek question. I promise. Okay. Next question. You got 2 more questions, guys.
Okay.
And so far, you've only answered. That's the only question that's been answered on this part of the trivia, so it's fine. Next question. According to legend, Krampus is the son of this Norse god of the underworld.
Hades? Oh, sorry.
Wait, I have a question. Okay, first,
What's
Sean.
Sorry.
So wrong.
Yeah, Hades isn't Greek.
But I have a question. Is it actually a god, or is it a giant? Or are you conflating this?
It's according to the legend. Based on what I read, they called him. They called them a Norse god of the underworld.
Okay, Josh.
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Oh, it was the other one.
Yes, it was the other one.
We're so close.
I'll guess Hela.
I will give that to you. It's actually they call them Hell, not Hela, but I'll give that one to you. Mike and Leah get a point.
Nice.
Boom.
Oh, so is that part of the movie where they're opening up the earth and dropping?
Yeah, so he said they're sending them to the. Oh, we just lost Jamie.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, so they're sending them to their souls to the underworld.
They extended Norse mythology.
Yeah. Last question.
I feel like if I'm gonna wear even a comical metal band T-shirt, I should get the Norse mythology question. Correct.
Exactly. Well done. Okay. So, last question. Boom. There is another connection to Norse mythology in this movie. The dog who plays Rosie, the bulldog's real name, shows up in the credits as what? Leah.
Josh.
Yay!
Boop.
Well, I'm gonna say Mike and Leah had an advantage with their shared knowledge. Okay,
and the internet apparently. I saw that.
Apparently the
Yeah,
internet.
it was Googling okay.
I didn't get the Googling question done in time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Whatever you say.
Sure.
So together, you guys got 5 points. All right. And in second place is Josh with 3 points. And then we got tied for third place is Alex and Sean.
I only got the Star Trek question.
Points.
And I answered a lot of questions very wrong.
Yeah, we're really 2.5 points each, right?
Yeah.
We're averaging.
Yeah.
Essentially, yes.
So I think Josh actually might win.
Oh,
you think Josh wins?
No.
Josh win Christmas?
Josh doesn't win
like
Christmas.
I think you do.
Okay, and the immortals
You
are...
cannot give the lady in the witch hat winner of Christmas.
Oh, we have to now.
Jack Skellington over there.
We do have to now. That's it. That's what gives you the Christmas spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't stop believing. Okay, there you go.
So I had a.
This is like a.
I'm gonna.
No.
Spoiler
I did have
alert,
a fun
as soon
fact.
as we turn off this Zoom call, we're gonna stop believing.
Okay, so I guess I'm not seeing.
I guess
you ever?
we're all gonna die.
We're not. we're not going to get on any midnight trains.
Okay.
We're going to know
Going
exactly
anyway?
any train we do.
What about to
embark on,
Georgia?
We're going to know
somewhere in particular.
it's going to go somewhere in particular.
Yeah.
About Santa's Village.
Detroit is not north-south divided.
Exactly.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say out loud in Krampus at one point, it's not what you do, it's what you believe. And it just, as somebody who works at a charity all day, it's like, this is how churches end up owning downtown castles and not doing anything for the community, while charities are just assumed to pick up the slack between the downtown castles who don't pay the government and then the government who doesn't pay poor people, and then churches end up helping poor people, all of which is to say I felt like Krampus was very inconsistent about the messages it was trying to send.
Yes, agreed. Because it's like family is everything. Well, family, and then it's not good to murder a bunch of people, but you should sacrifice for them, and everybody dies. It's fine.
What if you grew up and your family was abusing
with
you?
your family?
Family is not everything.
No matter how
To a
intolerable
lot of people.
it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Which my therapist tells me is not healthy. And so I don't appreciate hearing it from this movie. Also, every time one of those tremors showed up underground, I was 100% expecting one of them to pop up from underneath the snow and be like, I should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque, because it looked like
just even a cute like elf puppet would be great.
Yeah,
out of the snow.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed the elves were just people with masks on. Like, like the audio you hear from them as they're giggling, and I was like, I can't wait to see them again.
We got spoiled. No, I totally agree with you, Sean. We got spoiled for the elves because we were having some trouble with the German subtitles because we weren't sure if which lines were supposed to be subtitled, and so I downloaded a separate subtitle file, and it only had maybe like 8 lines in it, but the last one was just elves. So I looked at it and I was like, apparently she says the word elves at some point.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And I was like,
I had
that's
subtitles,
fun.
and I sort of wondered if that was on purpose.
It was some scenes they don't say what she says afterwards. Those are the ones that are subtitled, but the ones that aren't subtitled, somebody in the scene is going to say, she says this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did have one more piece of trivia though that I thought was really fun.
Right.
There's a reference in this movie to how the kid has alienated the neighbor next door because of
the noodle incident?
The noodle incident.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what the noodle reference that is?
Calvin and Hobbes.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a Calvin and Hobbes joke.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know what that means.
Maybe I should have put that one in there.
It's a never explained past event in Calvin and Hobbes. It's always the noodle incident.
It's the spaghetti incident, except without the Guns and the Roses.
I don't know what that is.
Never mind.
Oh, okay. Something weird just happened. I have Krampus on my
Jam
IMDb
band
on the other screen, and it's showing scenes that are not in the movie.
Maybe you're looking at the Tubi original, Krampus: The Reckoning.
No, it's Toni Collette's sister in a hospital, and before that, she was talking to cops outside. That never happened.
Maybe you're looking at Fargo season 1.
No, I'm not. I know what you mean.
No, because on IMDb, when it shows the trailer beside it, the trailers change.
What the hell? Yeah, you're right. It's 100% Fargo.
IMDb
Well done, Josh.
sucks so bad now. Oh my god.
Their last update, where when you scroll down to be like, what movie was this person in, and it's this weird half list thing that you have to reopen and
it's on your phone. I haven't updated
on your
my
phone. It's horrible.
I'm keeping the old version because I hate
how it is. It will automatically update on you one day because I did not update it, and then one day it was different, and I was so mad.
I use this site so much, and they ruined it.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is better now, right? Like that's the one we use. Like it's I'm going to Wikipedia this movie, not IMDb it, because I'll actually tell you the cast. And
I just put the search in the bar. And it comes up, and I click on a link somewhere.
Google sucks now, though, so it's I think we're all fucked.
Everything sucks, and the thing is, we have become not necessarily complacent, but we just accept it for what it is because everybody in the digital realm believes that a certain way is the way everything needs to be done, which is like quote unquote simplification, but just makes it more complicated and it makes it harder to find stuff. And it's so annoying.
Just think we can all agree that we rely too much on technology and we need a human voice to interact with each other.
I need a human voice. There we go.
I was wondering when some singing was going to start, and it didn't happen yet. Interesting.
Yeah. I really did a lot to not burst into song, but also was thoroughly prepared to sing based on Krampus having billy goat eyes. There's a Jonathan Colton song called Love Ain't No Billy Goat that really took me out of the movie for a moment so that I, could say.
Well, apparently the reason why his eyes look like that is because the quote unquote face you're seeing is actually a mask that's over his actual face. And
but it's got rectangular eyeballs, which means goat to me. I mean, like, right?
Yeah. No, but they say like demons and stuff like that are always, that's why he's hooved and all that kind of stuff. But because he's also a demon and he hangs out in hell, the reason why the mask is like kind of like elongated, looks like it's being pulled down, is because it's hot and it's melting essentially. So I was like,
what we're saying is that it's Black Phillip under there, and he wants her to live deliciously.
They were like, what kind of goat walks on two legs? I was like, I have one answer, and it is Black Phillip. But also,
is Black Phillip the Dutch racist Christmas thing?
Where he's stalking the daughter?
No, that's Black Tom. Isn't it Black Tom?
I think it's Peter.
Oh, Peter? I'm sorry, the witch.
Peter?
Sorry,
the witch. Yes, that's the witch is Black Phillip.
And I love Robert Eggers. I should have known
and Black Francis is in the Pixies. Before you ask.
Okay. Sure.
And Black Adam is the Rock.
That's right. We're naming all of them today.
You're forgetting about Shaquan and Jermaine and
I don't know what you're referring to.
We were naming black guys, right? No? Okay.
No.
Also Tracy. No.
This is not the game
something.
I'm playing.
Yeah.
Nope. Honky boy ain't buying.
I'm walking away from this.
And there ain't no bigger honky than Josh.
That's right.
Honk, honk.
I think, have we covered everything? Are there any more trivia? Any more notes? Anything else?
Well, there's a butthole cut of this movie. And
why do I ask questions?
Jack in the Box going open and closed? It was just
that's
a Jack
cut
in the
away
Box
so
on the
quickly.
butt of this
Alex, whose butthole
thing, right?
Alex, whose butthole is grosser, Krampus or the Republican brother-in-law?
The Republican brother-in-law. Sorry, that's not me. You didn't ask me that question. That's fine.
No, I just asked Alex.
I mean,
and I expect an answer.
Yes. I got no.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I can't answer on the grounds. I need to go shower now. Yuck.
All right. So I'm gonna get a poll from all of you guys as a recommendation to our listeners. So, Anna and the Apocalypse, who is definitely recommend?
No.
Recommend.
Leah.
I mean, Jamie's
My
there,
fault
but I'm
in
not
the
hearing
first
it.
place.
Shouting our own names like
I don't know what that I'd really recommend either of these movies.
Oh, I thought
Okay,
you like
so-
Anna, Jamie.
So we gotta know.
I did enjoy it. I just don't know that I would walk around telling other people that they ought to watch it.
Jamie, you told me to
You
watch
know?
Psycho
I don't
Gorman,
know.
and I'll never
Of all
forget
the
it.
movies,
Like, come on, you can do this.
couldn't even go with Tokyo Gore Police. Come on, man.
I don't know what any of these things are. Oh my god. Okay.
I think I've seen that one. Oh, if you've never seen Psycho Gorman, though, watch it. It's awesome.
But why is the title not sound like something I want to watch?
Because Sean has wretched taste in movies. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Two children summon a demon from hell,
To go
and
back.
they get to use this and they call it Psycho Gorman, and they use this
Earl-
demon to do their bidding, and it's
But-
weird,
but-
childish, petty shit, and it's so funny.
To go back to what Jamie said a long time ago in this podcast, is that, she can see what Sean sees in Anna and the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
It's true.
much up Sean's alley.
Well, and sorry, Josh, did I hear you? Are you recommending it or no?
No.
No, okay.
No,
So-
really.
No,
So we got-
I wasn't big on either one of them. I was kind
Ah.
of mad at. I was kind of mad at the end of both of them.
Strong word.
Yeah.
It was.
So we got 4 recommends and 3 don't recommends. I'm sorry, audience, we have lost Mike, so I don't actually know what his recommendation would be.
I think it's great.
You would side
Thanks,
with
Mike.
us because I'm also a Mike. So
There we go.
I think he was big on the Hebrew Hammer. I think that's the one that he's.
So he's repping.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask
All the way to
then
Hanukkah,
for Krampus. I know Jamie said no already. What's everybody
That's
saying?
a hard no.
It's a meh for me.
No.
No, for me as well. I'm afraid. I'm a
Oh, dear.
regular old Squidward.
Oh wow, we've got all thumbs down for Krampus. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
It is not
it's
a
just
good movie because
so much
it is
potential
three
wasted.
movies that ran into each other at an awkward intersection, and then
Yeah.
like
That's
no.
actually what Trick or Treat is a bunch of movies that ran into
Leah's
each other
right.
and
Watch
awkward
Trick or Treat.
intersections.
Way better
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
from this director.
Wrong
Or-
holiday, but sure, yes.
if
Yeah,
if
no.
you were just me, watch Godzilla King of the Monsters.
There you go.
Oh God!
I can't recommend that to anybody who's not me.
Actually, my
No, just
Yeah.
watch,
Wait,
Do you
watch
not- do you
King
fast
Kong
forward till the
Skull
Godzilla
Island.
parts, or-
That's a good one.
That movie's so.
I actually did really enjoy Skull Island. It's
Skull
cool.
Island is so good.
Me, Mike, and Fox saw in theaters, and it was great. We had a great time.
I still haven't seen Godzilla versus King Kong because
What?
you didn't invite me.
What?
What? Oh my
They
God.
get
You
on
didn't
an
invite me.
aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and have a fist fight.
I
It's
know.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I've
you didn't,
seen
you didn't,
that,
you didn't
and I
invite me to
don't
go
watch
see
it.
it.
I'm just gonna tell you this right now. Sean is
I
saying
didn't see it in
it's
theaters.
fantastic. Take that as you will. Thank you very much.
Fine. It's.
Well, and
I really think Mike would like. Mike. I think he would
Doesn't Kong find a magical like axe or something underground that
yeah.
uses
Oh,
Godzilla's
wait,
power?
you mean in the Hollow Earth?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
What's
that
crazy
sounds
about these
awesome,
movies
actually.
is all the
Okay.
QAnon
All right.
conspiracy
No,
people
wait,
are right.
Is there Hollow Earth magic axes? That
Yes.
sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
It's bonkers.
Okay.
And it's not like
Oh,
there's
no.
Godzilla and it cuts away to go to
Oh
million.
no, they
miles
stay
around.
with the
Conspiracy
monsters.
that-
Oh, you
They
stay with the
yes.
monsters on film, and it's there's so much of
It was
Kong
a
and
Jules Verne
Godzilla.
thing from way.
Josh is staring like he's lost respect for my movie taste right now, so it's fine. He's just like, "Oh my god, she likes this. This is so wrong."
All the haterade.
Yes, drink it up. I drink it all the time, and people complain about
Well,
it.
I mean, after watching Krampus last night, I wanted a palate cleanser, so I watched Jingle All the Way and thoroughly
Oh.
enjoyed that. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I really wanted to judge on this one. Considering I
Yeah,
laughed
well.
my ass off at who said you could eat my cookies.
Yeah.
Alicia.
Yeah, I watched what's the Christmas movie that I watched so far? I've only watched 2, which one was Violent Night and the other one was A Christmas Story Christmas, which
You watched
was not very
2
good.
Christmas movies already?
Oh, I've
Yes.
watched 7 or 8. I can look it up.
Yes, but you're an emergency. We've already established.
Oh, Alex, one of the ones I want to show Jess. It's
Oh,
called
yeah, Sean. Oh, okay.
Christmas with the Campbells. It's rated R. It's Justin Long, Brittany Snow, and one
Oh.
of the guys from SNL. And the guy. the dude
I'm still
from
mad at
SNL
Justin
is-
Long from Tusk, and
he
I'll
is
never
the
not be
best
mad.
Christmas bad guy I've ever seen.
Why? Tusk is a great movie except for the last
No.
5 minutes.
Hey,
Yeah,
that one I'll judge
uh,
you on.
We saw it at TIFF where
Didn't
Yeah,
Kevin Smith say
Kevin
something
Smith
stupid?
showed up and laughed about how he was like, one time my friends and I were like, what if we made a walrus movie? Wouldn't that be dumb? And people would watch it because I'm famous. And then
Mhm.
he showed up at TIFF to tell us about that, how they laughed about it on a podcast and
Yeah.
made it
and
as
then,
a
and then
joke.
they were like, "Ha, yeah, isn't it funny that
And now
people,
you guys were in line to watch it?
people just like
Mhm.
give me
Idiots.
millions of
Yeah.
dollars to make a movie?"
Yeah.
It was I'm not.
It.
I think Kevin Smith has brought himself around a lot, but it was.
I might have liked the movie, but the intro was so disrespectful that I just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't engage with it.
I get that. It's been
Hey, but
tarnished.
he didn't make it in good faith.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that's-
get that.
That's like
yeah,
that's an absolute garbage thing to say, regardless
Mm.
of who you are, what you're making.
it
And
was
I think
really
it's
shitty, and like
Mhm.
you know,
stupid. Like,
yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
can
It
all
really.
we can
the point is, I'm mad at Justin Long forever, and not just because.
Also, he's not a very good person. I don't think whatever. He's just not a very interesting or useful actor. So if you just never watch him forever, it doesn't matter.
So the other thing is that the Mac versus PC commercials, which is where he became famous, pitted him versus John Hodgman, who it's just
much
Long
better
versus John Hodgman. I'm John Hodgman all day, and although I've been a Mac user my whole life, now I'm like, oh shit, did I do it wrong?
But also, John Hodgman, he was the heel in that because he was pro Mac. It's fine.
No, John Hodgman is PC.
No, he's the PC, but he's because he's acting as the heel.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
He's like no one who's actually pro PC is gonna take that thing.
All we can say is none of this was in the Christmas spirit, and Krampus is gonna murder everybody. It's
100%.
No, because we don't believe in the Christmas household. Maybe they'll murder Sean.
Oh yeah, I love Christmas.
Oh no, I was talking about us. I'm talking about whoever horrible people you're talking about, so long and stuff. They're all good. It's fine.
I'll add a little addendum to the Kevin Smith talk. I went to see Clerks 3 in the theater and I cried in it.
But it's so bad.
Nope. I cried out of emotional sadness.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was
Wait,
really weird.
I didn't see Clerks 3. I saw I saw
Two.
I saw Clerks 2.
No, I saw he put out another Jane Silent Bob movie.
the reboot.
The reboot. That was so bad. Yeah, I was very mad.
Oh no, this is probably also bad, but I also cried in it.
Okay. I'm worried. All
I'm
right.
sorry that happened.
Yeah.
No, I'm
No, crying in a movie is great.
If it was a legitimate and emotional connection, I'm happy that
happened.
I love when he does that to me.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, no, I was reacting to the thing that happened on screen.
Yeah.
And I teared up a bit.
Okay.
So, good on Kevin Smith for getting me. He got me. I don't know if it was a trick. I don't know what he put in. Maybe he put something in the water bottles that made everybody cry. But he did it. He got me.
I just want to say, if I had a bingo card for things we talked about tonight, you crying at a Kevin Smith movie would not have been on it.
It would not have been on my bingo card for the year.
What about cats' buttholes?
Would have cats
would have been on there.
That should be the free square, honestly.
Alex, if Jess was here, yes, but Jess is not here.
That's all the other numbers on the card is.
The butthole cut should be like the free square on our bingo card.
Oh wow, you guys are crazy.
None of us can help ourselves. We're monsters.
All right,
I won't even tell you about the other people.
I just want to say thank you for coming on and doing this again for another year. You guys are amazing, and I just like doing these things. It's fun.
No, you're amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us.
My Grinch.
These are always so much fun.
As you edit.
Thank you for listening to me blather on for I think a combined 140 hours.
Yes.
No, it's way more than that, Josh.
Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. I will be returning with new episodes on January 16th, 2023, where we'll be talking about the movies Office Space and Old School. Until then, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send emails to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, a joyous Kwanzaa. Enjoy whatever you celebrate. See you in the new year.
# release the butthole cut.